say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools.
Good morning. Welcome.
Mr. Sullivan, how are you?
Today is a gloomy day.
It's another day in paradise.
On a gloomy week. So let's go around and we'll just right away we'll pick what is the gloomy. Is it the rain?
Mm-mm.
Is it the tariffs?
Boy, have I got a question about that.
Oh, do I have a question?
Should I ask it now or wait? Oh, you're in the gloom mode right now,
I'm in
right?
the gloom mode. What else was glooming me?
Well,
the rain, the tariffs, everyone's stock portfolio, and Denny's going to speak to that later in the show.
He is?
Yep.
Are you done with our choices?
I feel like there was something else.
Why do you set me up like that?
Well, because you're going to be speaking of it.
You know, it is.
What
it's
else?
Just, it's all
wait.
of it.
Flashing red lights that are out that you have to get backed up in traffic.
Oh, man.
They're everywhere.
I know it. Look what we've been through.
It's just so gloomy.
I will say that's a test of the human race. When you get up to a stoplight, what do? Now, I would say 75% of people are good. You do the right thing. You treat it like a four-way stop. However, there's those other people who just barely tap their brakes and they just go.
Right. Or
they try to sneak in with someone else.
Exactly. The people that they get their bumper up really close, and the guy that's in charge, they go with them.
That's not how that works, sir.
No, but we can't. Here's the thing. I've been thinking about this a lot. Everybody's still looking at their phones in their car. Yeah. Everybody's still not obeying stop signs in your neighborhoods. You're still flying through school zones. I mean, you can't. I don't know what else you can do to change people. Because there's been death and destruction because of it all, and it doesn't end.
Nobody changes
Oh, my
people.
gosh. What about the blue line? Can we go there?
Oh, my gosh.
What
a
you're doing
waste
to
of
Irvington
money.
and cutting down the beautiful trees.
Are you okay?
To make room for this
powder.
blue line.
They already, and they have proof of screwing up college all through Meridian Kessler. That worked out really well.
Come on.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's great.
How about let's just fix some of the roads first, you know? Some of the side roads.
Yeah.
Let's fix some of them. How about Midhofer? What about German Church?
Wow.
What about...
You can tell I've been driving a lot this week.
There's monster potholes everywhere.
Everywhere.
And what does the city do?
They build a blue line.
They put green paint all over. They're putting green paint and those white sticks in the ground that people run over. And then the green paint looks awful in about 6 months. And then what are you going to do? Come back and do it? You haven't done a pothole yet.
Gosh. You know what? Did you hear this week? Hammer and Nigel, they got a hate letter.
Yeah, and I got sucked into that, too. Anyways.
And they said, we even had to stop listening to the Home and Garden Show.
Yep.
And I thought that's
specifically
sad because you say always. Or no, what do you say?
No,
anyways.
Anyways.
He puts an S on the end.
So
of
to
it.
catch everyone up.
Not all the time. It's
Right.
only when it's appropriate.
Well, anyway, it was included
I don't
in
say
a hate
especially anymore.
letter to Hammer and Nigel about their grammar.
Yeah, Hammer got a literal postcard in the mail this week, and it was an anonymous lady, and she said
It's the same lady that called us. She's a nice lady.
She had to stop listening to the Home and Garden Show because Pat always says anyways. And when she called in to correct him, he's of course is not.
Well, I just said anyways. Thanks for your call.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then she said apparently Hammer does the same thing, and it drives her nuts.
I'm sorry.
Well,
and
there's lots of channels
happy.
on those radios.
No.
And I will say, too, out of all the things Hammer and Pat have both said on the air, that is what she chooses.
Yeah.
That's what you said on the show.
That is so true, Allison.
She said that. Yeah.
Allison, that is true.
Because, I believe, it's okay, though. We're all human. We're all working on it. And I will say, too, we're all working on talking over each other. Now, I understand people have been upset about us talking over each other, but we're working on it. I just wanted to... I wanted to say the elephant in the room, but we're trying our best.
Well, I really think that the problem in that situation for all of you is you guys are talking over me.
That's right. You are deaf to everybody else.
Is that really what you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
when I'm speaking, or if I interrupt you, then that means that's your cue to stop talking.
Pat, you are not
I will
my
say that is
father
right.
or grandfather.
That actually is right. The host is
That's
the one
right.
that controls the room, and
That's
the
right.
host loses control.
Excuse me,
oftentimes.
there are two
Here we go with the
hosts
talking
here.
over. Now, I will say that when Pat has to butt in, whether that's with a guest or a caller or with us, it's because he knows he has to wrap it up.
It's for
if
good
I may,
reason. You need to stop. I'm talking now, so this is a perfect example. When I start to talk, you need to stop.
talking.
Well, that's what I mean.
Talking.
Hey, be
When
careful.
Denny, I'm speaking.
Crystal Hammer is listening to you right now.
Oh, we're on the YouTube. Oh,
shoot.
gosh, guess what? We're also on the YouTube.
I forgot to tell the guys at the store that Jake Hammer was coming into work.
Yeah.
He's coming in at 9. Somebody, we need to tell him.
Well, he's
think
probably
he's
not
already
gonna
there.
know what
Yeah.
to
You mean
do.
he's just going to show
Yeah.
up and say I was supposed to show, and nobody else knows?
Well, because I said, hey, Jake, why don't you come in Saturday at 9?
But you didn't tell anybody else?
No.
So he doesn't have a time card. He doesn't have
Not
an
yet.
employee number.
He's
He-
actually a smart kid.
Mm-hmm.
This is Hammer's kid, which is saying a lot. Because he came in for the first day, and I was there, and I hooked him up with one of our older guys, Zach, and kind of showed him the ropes and stuff. And then at the end of the night, Jacob goes, shouldn't there be some paperwork or something? It's like, you're probably right, Jacob. You're all right. I guess we probably...
Yeah.
You probably need to fill out some paperwork.
Yeah. I got. God
This
bless
sounds
him.
so much like Allison on the Home and Garden YouTube. It says, bringing sunshine to your rainy morning, parentheses, kind of. That sounds like Allison. It doesn't sound like Ethan. Ethan couldn't even get in the building today. He's been fired, I think.
That's
Traded.
never a good sign.
Traded.
He's been traded to... Yep.
So did you have a locker? I mean, did they empty
We
your
traded
locker
him.
too?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know where I'm going yet.
Well,
so I'm
actually, I
just
do
walking.
because I made the trade.
Oh, where am I going?
Well, you're actually going to Q95,
That's not a bad place.
and we traded you for plastic forks
Finally.
because
We needed 'em.
heavens.
I know we needed them because the only thing we have here is
Knives.
plastic knives.
And
Knives.
stir
And-
sticks.
So-
and coffee filters for a machine we don't have.
And coffee cup lids.
And
That's all.
lids. We have a lot
So
of
I
lids.
talked to Tom Griswold and told him about you. So you will be heading over to the Bob and Tom show, and we are getting
How many?
800 plastic forks.
That doesn't seem like many for Ethan.
Well, it's all. I mean,
That's all they had.
And you know what
I mean, I
Ethan
would've gone
said?
1,000.
Ethan
I
said
asked for 850. I
you.
couldn't even get that.
It's the tariffs.
That's a terror.
I just, I hope they all have their own mic buttons over there.
Yeah, that's on them, Ethan. Yeah.
'Cause
Hey,
I'm
when
not,
can
I'm not
we
hitting
talk
anybody.
about the tariffs?
Right now,
What it should?
because can I give you?
Do we have time?
Yeah. Well.
Well,
I just have a simple
Yes.
question because
Yes.
I'm thinking about the things that I have, okay? The things that I have, I really might go on a mission starting Monday where I'm only going to buy things that are made in America.
Okay. Good luck.
I'm going to really try for 1 week. I'm going to see how that goes.
hope, hope you don't get a headache.
when they start to list the tariffs that are coming from the different countries, I don't think I have anything from Russia. What might come from Russia?
Those big hats.
Energy.
Well, I don't have that,
Energy.
so I guess.
Energy.
Well, then you're good.
Is that big in this country?
The hats? Yeah. Well, on a cold day it is.
So not so good
What,
in the
Danny,
summer.
what do they call those? Those big hats.
The bearskin hats? I don't know. Bearskin hats.
Danny, you're supposed to know everything.
I was trying to tell
Later,
you.
Danny's going to be talking about the stock market in your 401k.
It's good information.
It is. He has been preparing this
Right.
all week.
Great advice coming your
He
way.
heard about it 10 minutes ago, just like you.
Oh, it's stuff you already know, Denny.
So can I give you some real world for a
Please,
retailer?
please. I mean, I really
This
am
is why-
curious about it.
This is why, and maybe Denny knows. Denny will be speaking about
tariffs
the
and how they
tariffs.
affect you.
Yep.
I'm going to ask Crystal Hammer to come in and be my friend.
So
She's the only one that's listening.
Crystal.
She's already left.
Crystal.
Oh, she already left?
Yeah, she said she has to go do some self-care, which I understand.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll meet her.
Crystal needs to call Jake and make sure he's okay at the store. It's their youngest son. He's just a baby. All right. So this is why I think the tariffs are kind of unfair. So in January, Danny, stop looking so disgusted.
I didn't look disgusted. I
Yeah,
looked down
you
at my
did.
pen.
He did, didn't he?
I think he's looking at notes that he's taking, getting ready for his segment.
Here's what I have
on.
from last week. Compost tomatoes, land and sea, Cape Cod, pepper ladies, and beetles in my home. Then I have the new date. But I haven't written down anything, Terry Lynn.
Okay.
Was it Ringo?
Someone's ringer keeps going
It was
on.
mine.
Is that me?
Just hang on, everybody.
Okay, in January.
First day in radio.
In January, we ordered 8 containers of Christmas trees.
That come from?
China.
China.
Because we have a really good factory over there, and so we ordered those. So now the rules have changed, because now that those containers, which we bought, it's about $500,000. We now have to pay 56% tariff.
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah. So don't you think I should have been given that choice as a business owner? It's like, so it seems like the tariff should have been, hey, in 120 days, this is going to be the tariffs.
Oh, you're saying give more,
because then I would not have
time.
ordered those.
Yeah.
Because I can't. So now what we're looking at, if those tariffs stay, we have to pay for them. So I'll have to spend $500,000, and we'll probably leave them in China and have them and wait until try to wait the tariffs out. Guess what's really low right now?
What?
Container freight.
Why?
Because nobody wants to ship anything.
It's the Baltic Dry Index, and it's really, really low.
Well, I think this, in all of this, I do think about the small business owners and how they're going to cope with this. And truly, it is going to be very eye-opening, I think, for all of us to know that we don't buy very much that's American. We don't look at it. We just buy it, right? It's cheap and we buy it. We don't know where it came from. And I think with these tariffs, it's going to be very eye-opening to know how much we don't make here.
We traded our jobs for cheap prices is what it boils down to.
Right.
I mean, there's no Christmas tree manufacturers in the United States.
No, we've talked about that for so long, where your stuff comes from. Like, why aren't we making it here?
Now, the good news is Vietnam immediately, now that's a communist nation, but they immediately reached out and say, let's negotiate. So those...
Which is great because when President Trump lost in 2020, right, he had put on 25% tariff, and it included patio furniture, included $350 billion worth of goods from China.
But did the Democrats take that off?
No,
they left it on.
Did the Democrats use that to negotiate with the Chinese? No. They complained about it when Trump did it. They said, you can't start a trade war. And then for 4 years, they left it on. And the American people, this thing of like, oh no, China's going to pay for it. No, China does not pay for it. You pay for it. Now, it's not on the retailer. Remember, it's on. This is how a retail or a company, the tariffs will work. So those Christmas trees will get shipped to the United States at the factory's cost. So not the cost that I'm paying and not the cost the retailer's paying, but at their cost. So it's not 56% on the retail price. So it's not.
Oh, okay. That's not you. You're not paying that.
So the way the sneaky ways, all the sneaky ways they've been trying to do it is like, so now they're importing it at the factory's cost, so that helps. They were routing a lot of stuff from China was routing through Vietnam because there's no tariff, and now they slapped it 36% on Vietnam, but maybe that they're going to negotiate.
They're going to negotiate, but we'll see. It's a three-dimensional chess game, and Trump fully expects the stock market to continue to fall, and what that has done is it's crashed everybody into bonds, which lowers interest rates. So your inventory cover for interest rates should drop. It should make mortgages drop, but it's a longer-term play, and it's not short-term in any way. But with that, let's talk about home and garden.
People can hang on because they keep, we've heard for years during the Salvation Army Radiothon that most people are just like a paycheck away from being in trouble.
Well, here's the thing. 92% of Americans do not have any stock holdings at all. It's only about 8% of the Americans, and so what the gambit is...
I don't believe that.
Well, we all have most of us have a 401k,
I mean, doesn't
right?
everyone, like, through their work have a 401k?
Oh, no. You ask, if you had a 401k plan, I would bet less than 5% of your employees would participate.
So you're talking about 92% of Americans. So how many?
They're living, they live paycheck to paycheck.
But what percentage of working Americans?
Well, no, that I don't know.
So
I'm
with
just looking at the
92%,
data.
you're talking about infants and children and elderly?
You came in here and you said, Denny's going to tell us about this.
And the dogs.
I have not done the deep dive, but
Well,
I'm going to
why
tell
not?
you.
You knew this was coming
No.
up.
You had a whole 10 minutes to prepare, Denny.
Wait a minute. The stock market dives down. Everyone's 401k
No,
is a mess.
not everyone.
And you don't think you're going to
Okay.
be asked? Who do you think? Oh, hey, Ethan, can you give us a presentation on the stock market? I thought you maybe had that experience.
1 out of 10 Americans has a 401k. 1 out of 10.
That surprises me.
That surprises me, too.
Well, you're old people. You're baby boomers.
Oh.
But Allison's
So that meant
generation.
we automatically had one.
And
All
Ethan's
of our
generation.
kids have.
Well,
Everyone that works for me has a 401k.
And how many participate?
About, I would say, 70%.
Really?
I mean, we match 3%.
Well, no, that's different. Okay, most employers do not do a match. You're a very generous employer and very
not
handsome
anymore,
too.
not with these tariffs.
Anyways, we need a break.
Anyways.
I do have one question before we move on.
Yes.
Because the one thing I have heard is it's the tariffs, it's really bad now, but this will help Americans in the long run. Do you believe that's true? Do you think the hurt now will be worth it later?
Here's how it will happen. They're driving down the cost of energy. Energy is the lowest common denominator of what every American uses, whether it's gasoline, whether it's oil, even utilities such as electricity and coal. It should come down. And so what we're replacing is a higher price through a tariff for a lower price for our daily living. And that's the gambit for 90% of Americans who live paycheck to paycheck.
Will that happen in the next 90 days?
I would say that within 6 months it would, but I don't think 90 days. I don't think that'll happen.
So
but
you're
I
saying
do,
it happened way too quick.
Yeah,
I just thought I think it's very. I mean, unless he's got a plan. I mean, he's sure putting.
Well, that's
I
the
would
political
say business through.
That's the political
chaos.
side of it. He's got 18 months before the midterm elections.
Mm-hmm.
So if he was going to do it, he had to do it now, and that's what he did. And I'm
just
not
would have
for it or
rather
against
have-
it. I'm
I
just
would have-
analyzing.
I would have rather have let businesses make the choice of where they want to source those goods from. So much stuff is booked already, and now like we had 6 containers of wicker furniture, and we really thought they didn't get hit with the 56 because it was a few weeks ago, but they had put on another. So we were paying 25% on patio furniture, and then the president laid on another 10 and another 10. So that would be 45%. And we thought these containers, you get charged when they get into the country. We thought they were in the country and off the ship, but they weren't.
Do you think people will
now,
change?
unbeknownst to us, now we paid 45% more on that.
Before Ethan passes out, do you think people will change and start buying from the happy Amish people? You change the type of furniture they buy because there's no tariffs on that.
No.
Okay.
No, you're right. Do I think they'll actually, you know what? The that furniture is actually the number one selling furniture anyway. So will it be more? Maybe. So we're bringing in another line.
His beard just turned gray. You got to give him a break.
You know what? He's dead to us because he's been traded to the Bob and Tom Show for plastic forks. 239-9393.
Okay, thank you for the
Yeah,
education.
thank you,
I
guys.
appreciate
No.
it. I had a lot of questions about it, and I was very curious. Thank you.
So when we come back, Denny will kind of walk you through your 401k and what moves that you should make at this point.
Right.
Do you stay still or do you kind of go to shelter? He's going to cover all
I'm
those
looking
things.
for Crystal Hammer to call
And
the
he'll be
studio.
taking your calls at 239-9393.
Oh, Lord. Now, this is a 2-minute segment, Leroy.
We got the these tattoos for nothing.
Yeah. Sorry.
239.
No, that
No.
number does not work.
Well, that's the tattoo I have.
Well, that doesn't work.
Okay, so we're going to take it on your cell phone. How are we going to take calls?
Allison's got this under control. We just don't know what the number is we're supposed to tell
right.
everybody about.
You just
We'll
call
get
me.
it.
You can call my cell phone.
Don't do that. 'cause then we can't-
696.
Pat, don't
Well,
do
if
that.
you're on the YouTube, you can ask your questions there, right?
Hey, Before we get to the bottom
I'll
of the
just
hour,
hold my phone up to the microphone.
Oh, good.
we lost one of our comrades.
We
this
sure
week.
did.
Jersey Johnny passed
Jers.
away. And of all things, he died on April Fool's Day. That was one of his favorite days. But what a fine human being.
One of
he
my favorite
always
people
tried to do
ever.
things for veterans, and
so
he always had a
nuns,
cause.
Little Sisters of the Poor miss him. We'll miss him dearly.
I mean,
Honor Flight.
Holy Cross used to have a turkey on Thanksgiving, and they would meals, and then Jers was always there. Always
He was
there.
one of the funniest bingo callers you'd
He
ever
never
want to be
got his
around. I mean, he
haircut.
got booed so many times calling bingo. I'd never seen anything like it. And but forever loved. That is the truth by so many organizations. And his love for the USS Indianapolis and the survivors and everything he did for them. And worked for Pepsi for a long time.
He was
Long
able to
time.
retire early, and after he retired, he never cut his hair. Not once.
Long white hair to his shoulders. He had long white hair.
That was
to
just
his
a mock
shoulders.
pat.
He passed away from dementia, from a type of dementia.
But yeah, unusual.
Unusual. And he had survived pancreatic cancer, or not pancreatic. Was it, what kind of cancer did he have? I forgot. Oh, gosh. He had cancer for a minute. And
Well, longer than a minute, but for a bit.
So
Well,
here's the
yeah.
thing, the interesting thing about Jers. So you have this guy that is a lifelong Colts fan. He lives in Jers is because he lived in and grew up in New Jersey. And what was the name of his high school?
Dumont.
And when the Dumont took on
Dumont Tigers, is that who it was?
and they would take on Thanksgiving or something. He always
It
talked.
was
It was
Thanksgiving.
hilarious. But anyway, so he's lives in New Jersey. His Colts moved to Indianapolis. So he just
he
Packs up
he
the
packed
family.
up the family and moved to Indianapolis. And what I love about Jers too is that when sometimes I think we can be guilty of saying, "Oh, there's nothing to do here. There's nothing to do," and this is way back, right?
He
There's
was
nothing.
so enthusiastic for it.
John took in this city and everything it had to offer.
with like a kid's curiosity.
Yes.
Everything was
Yes.
spectacular. The circle, the monument, and he really, the first time I was with him the first time he went to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and just like that child wonderment and curiosity and excitement, and he's just going to be so missed.
He's a fine human being.
Just truly, and nobody like him
We
in the whole
broadcast
world.
the Final Four when it was at Butler, when Butler was in it. I got to broadcast with him. He is the most sharing guy on air. He will, he's not a mic hog.
Nope, he had a show.
He did.
The Jersey Johnny Show.
And Grover.
And Grover.
And
Whatever
Grover
happened to
began
Grover?
with Grover.
I've lost Grover.
Grover from Beech Grove.
Yeah.
I believe he kind of was in the DJing business, if I recall. And Jers, for the Salvation Army Radiothon, always took the overnights. And he was famous for saying, anyone can raise money at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Try doing it at 2 a.m. in the morning.
So funny.
I think Pepsi must have said he was the most challenging employee they'd ever
Yeah.
hired, because he had an opinion about things and he wasn't bashful.
I think he got written up quite a few times
Maybe
over at
so.
Pepsi.
Somebody who doesn't get written up is Richard Michaelis, and I bet his life has just been crazy, Pat. The rain has come down. We're still on the flash floods. And you followed in 2 Michaelis trucks.
I did.
I saw one Michaelis truck that must have had 6 fans on the back of it. So
And Richard, I'd like to report that they were following all of the local customs as far as driving.
Yeah,
So-
stopping for the stoplights that are out.
Well,
and taking their
I
turn.
wouldn't call it a stop, but I mean, a slow roll. I mean,
Yeah,
it was called a California stop.
Yeah.
Is what it's called.
no. So you,
we call ourselves the second responders, so we think we have a little bit of leeway when it comes to
Yeah.
stepping on the gas a little bit.
So how bad is it, Richard?
I've been through it before, and I actually looked it up. It was September the 1st, 2003, I think, when we had a rain like this. So 22 years ago, we received 7.2 inches in 24 hours, and it feels like the same thing happening all over again.
that was on that was Labor Day, was it not?
That was Labor Day. Yes,
Yep.
it was. You're right.
It was
You're
crazy,
absolutely right.
crazy. That was
So, when the ground gets saturated, well, I should back up a little bit. That didn't include tornadoes. So this is kind of a threefold type storm that, Thursday evening we're in Carmel and Brownsburg, buttoning up roofs and, picking up debris. And then from that Thursday morning, we've just been running like crazy, temping buildings, putting tarps on roofs, cleaning up debris, drying out basements, and it's just continuing. The ground's just so saturated that it's just continuing. So, lack of power has hurt a lot of the homeowners because of those sump pumps. If they're not running, they're backing up. I know everybody in town's busy, so all the other companies. So my advice is, and we tell, every client that calls, if we can't get to you right away, we'll put you on the wait list and we'll keep communication up, but try to get on some other lists also. So you just want to grab the first company that can help you. We're all in here, all here to help and take care of our community. So reach out to other companies and get on their list also.
That's when
you got the real deal.
And everyone is slammed because, what was in Miracle on 34th Street? If Macy's doesn't have it, go over to try to at Gimbel's. Right? Isn't that how that went?
Your memory's better than mine, Pat.
Yeah.
Well, that's where Santa Claus got in trouble.
Yeah, that's
Pat's
right.
saying. Pat knows everybody gets in trouble.
So, all right. So, what can people do on their own, Richard?
So, I would be reluctant to, get down in a wet basement if you still got power in a house. So, I would say stay out of that area. There's just too much electricity and trip hazards and everything else. So, possibly if they've got fans, get some air. If they've got power, get some air movement to try to keep the air moving. So that might help with a little bit of drying, but more importantly, it might help with slowing down any microbial growth, getting those spores from not resting and moving around. When there's low humidity in the air, we say open windows and take advantage of the free drying effect of the outdoors, but that's not going to happen now. It's just too wet. It's too rainy. Again, I think, reaching out to neighbors, if they've got power, maybe run an extension cord over to your house to get some power into your house, maybe get the furnace going, the blower motor, things like that. But I would stay out of wet situations only because there's just there was a fatality of a gentleman that I think it was Danville, that he got tangled up in some power lines that, it's just a horrible situation, and it was a fatality because of it. So electricity is spooky stuff.
Right. And you know what, Richard, I know you know this, and if you do run a cord from your neighbors, make sure that that's plugged into a ground fault, a GFI.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You want to have the proper extension cord, and obviously the proper GFI or the receptacle from the neighbor's house.
Yep.
There might be other things I can do, but getting power into the house and possibly getting the sump pump running again, furnace going, things like that would probably be the easiest way to try to get water out of the basement. But I would try to stay out of it and let the professionals come in. And we're replacing sump pumps, or replacing battery backup systems. Right now we're just doing emergency service work, so there'll be a lot of what we call the secondary repairs coming in and repairing the actual water damage to the structure. Maybe if it's a basement waterproofing system or some type of foundation repair, drywall repair, things like that. Even the roofs. So the roofs may still leak a little bit, but until the actual secondary repairs can be performed. Sometimes the temporary repairs are simply that. They're temporary repairs, so if the wind's, aggressive after the temporary repairs from the roof, they may still leak a little bit. So, call us back. We'll run back out and retemp it after the wind blows it off again.
And we have a lot more rain coming this afternoon and tonight.
Well, I think all the way through Sunday, I believe. So we're here to help. We're busy. We're here to help. Our team's amazing. I mean, it's a young person's job. I wouldn't be able to stay up with the guys that we have and the gals we have. I ran into one of the trucks this morning coming in at stoplight, and we chatted. I know the man's had less than 10 hours sleep in the last 72 hours, and that's probably the whole team. So they're just amazing, the way they have the energy and the ability to keep the Whitfield. What's the battery commercial? The little bunny rabbit?
The Ever Ready bunny.
Yes. Yeah,
those are loyal employees, brother. You know that those are the type of employees that I hope you can keep. they're good guys.
Well, yeah, and absolutely. And again, they're just amazing. I mean, the commitment, the level, the empathy, dealing with this nasty storm and helping our neighbors, our fellow neighbors and families. So that's what we do, and it's gratifying.
We had to train our plumbers, Richard, and I'm sure you do the same. You have to be so empathetic because when you finally show up, people are just desperate. They want to hug you and kiss you, and they want to do everything, but then they unload all of their frustrations. And these guys, they should be priests in training, Richard.
Well,
wow, that's a stretch right there.
That's a stretch right there.
That is a stretch. All right, we're going to let you go so that you can hug and kiss your customers.
And employees.
Thank you.
Whatever.
Thank you.
See you, Richard.
Right, see you,
You're
Richard.
one of the good ones, man.
The number 844-FIX-INDY. 844-FIX-INDY. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. Hey, everybody. Listen, Denny went too long in that last segment, but Terry has a little story for us before we have to, unfortunately.
Don't know if you heard, but Indiana, we are the nosiest neighbors. I was shocked to hear it. This came out a couple of weeks ago until I realized I became a nosy neighbor. And I'm going to tell you why it's not so good to be one.
Terry Lynn?
Just happened. Just caught a glimpse out my kitchen window. That's all I'm going to say.
Were they
Should
naked?
I say any more? No, I shouldn't probably. But anyway, I just caught the young people that are now moved next door.
Mm-hmm.
Young people is anybody less than 50 years of age.
They were cooking on a big pot on their grill,
a shrimp boil,
like in a shrimp boil pot. And it continued. I thought, somebody's making stew. And then it continued to boil and boil and boil for hours on hours and hours. And I know this because I'm in the kitchen a lot. And I thought, well, that's interesting. What would you be cooking for that long? And it continued on until the night.
Wow.
And then I started to think, oh my gosh.
They've killed somebody.
They're making meth.
Oh, they're cooking meth.
Terry, talk about taking the low road.
I didn't know. And you know why I did? Because I Googled what could you cook on a grill outdoors for this long, and it included a lot of things like skulls and all kinds of weird things.
Rocks.
And then I became more curious about this. Well, then it continued on into the next day. Now I'm letting the family know. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of unsavourable is what's the word? Unsavory. Something happening next door.
So what
I should do? Immediately everybody said you got to call the cops.
No, nosy neighbor, dumb butt.
No, the next.
Don't you dare.
The next step is.
No, listen. This is what I'm telling you. I didn't call the cops. Okay, I didn't.
Did you go over to the neighbor and say, "I can't help but notice it's been boiling. Is everything okay?"
The person would check on it on occasion, and I thought something's going on.
Well, he's sterilizing.
And I was scared.
They're doing surgery. That's where they sterilize their instrument.
Several days later, into the cooking, I took the dog back to in our own backyard. Several days. Went back to my backyard, and guess what? I saw that they had hanging. They had actually they're making syrup.
You nosy neighbor. You apologize to them right now. You apologize.
I am so sorry. And this is why you may not think you're nosy, but sometimes this is why it's not good to be
Curiosity
nosy.
killed this Terry Stacy.
And I am so sorry that I had those thoughts in my brain. But you know what? You just can't be careful these days.
Now, here's the way to get a little closer to the situation. You take so in this case, what you would do is you would take a ladle. And you'd go over and knock on the door and say, hey, I noticed that you've got something cooking back there. I'm not sure what it is, but I thought maybe this is a really good ladle. I thought maybe you would need this
What was the name of the neighbor in Bewitched?
Mrs. Kravitz.
Gladys Kravitz. That's right. Terry Lynn, Gladys Kravitz. We need a break.
So
We're coming right back.
I had these thoughts. I apologize.
90. Listen. This is a good rainy day song. Isn't it?
This is one of my favorite songs.
Me too. Got me through some tough times. People just say that. I don't know. I don't even know what that means. But here's what I do know. If you've been frustrated by not being able to call, turns out...
We changed the number.
Turns out that our phone's not working. So we have a temporary number, and that is 317-972-3001. Just rolls right off your tongue.
I was
That
about to
just
say.
ruined all the speed dials.
So again, 317-972-3001. Ethan, maybe you could take that 3001 and figure out from the letters like what.
Like what word it is.
Yeah, like call. Like would it be
You
like
could just say
972 call.
Right.
So we're gonna have to look at 972-3001.
3 would be an A. 00 would be 9. No, 00 is XYZ. So I don't know.
Oh boy, that's gonna be hard. But Ethan can do it. He's pretty sure.
He can
And
do it.
I'll post the number on our Facebook page too right now, so we
Okay.
can see you guys if you didn't have a chance to write
Well,
it down.
look, there's 3 people calling
Here we
right
go.
now.
Everything's working.
We didn't mean right now.
We don't have time.
Yeah. What are you doing?
Wow.
Hey, we had a big. It was Beth's birthday yesterday.
Yes,
My
it
wife.
was. She became an official burden on society.
She did. And now we have 5 calls. Easy, everybody.
Don't give out that
So
number again.
we had a surprise party at the Pacer game for her.
Where were you sitting? Did you get a suite?
We rented
Did
a
you-
suite.
Is that Charlotte they played last night? Who did they play?
The Jazz.
The Jazz.
So it was a surprise.
It was a surprise, but it's like so the ruse was that our son Andrew was going to take Beth to the game.
Okay.
To a game, right? And so then Beth goes to me. She goes, so you got Andrew to entertain me on my birthday?
Oh, Beth went for the throat.
So I went and I told Andrew, I said, what the hell did you just do? Because now she thinks that,
Yeah, you unloaded her.
Big risk. I said, Beth, listen, you do not have to go to that game. I said, I thought they were the Emmis tickets. I thought they were down on the floor.
Oh, Beth.
I said, they're up somewhere. Just don't go. I'm like holding my breath. She goes, no, I'll go. It's like,
Oh wow, that
So
is
then-
risky. That's making me
Wow.
nervous.
because Beth is kind of like, she's a mother hen to all of her children and
Yeah.
us. So she tracks us all pretty much. She knows where everyone. So everyone has to take their phones and turn off the location services on their phones.
Wow.
Because
This is a
we were going down to
conspiracy.
the suite to surprise her. So, and then I'm not very smart.
I will agree with that.
I realized that I couldn't go home and change because she was still at the house because we were going down early. So I had to go in my work clothes
To the game,
to the game. Yeah. So
which is basically nice.
I don't know. It's marginal.
It didn't have paint on it or
You were
anything.
advertising.
It's okay.
I was advertising.
It's all right. But it was
So how'd
awesome,
it go?
huh?
How'd it
It
go?
was a lot of fun.
And she
Yeah,
really was surprised.
She was very surprised.
What a great idea. I
Yep.
love it.
Yep.
That's
So,
cool.
Yeah, we had a lot of fun.
Pacers win?
The Pacers did win. The Pacers kind of
They're
just
hot, hot.
They were just like toying with a kitten, a cat toying with a chipmunk.
I love this team. I
they
do
would
really
let the
like
they
this
let the
team.
chipmunk go for a little bit, and then all of a sudden it's time to win.
They're so fun to watch.
They are so fun.
Yep, I love this team.
Yep. And then Nelson, our youngest or our grandson that was there, he got to go down. You know, at the end, the kids can go down and shoot and we were up in the suite, and like he nailed it. I will say the other kids were not
He's
hitting
7. How old is he now?
them. I don't know, Dan. You should know.
Pat, I do their birthday songs for them, but I can't remember all their birthday. That's your job as Pawpaw.
No, he looks like he's
21.
no. I would say 8, maybe.
He looks like he's 8.
Kinda.
Well, and he made you proud last night, right?
Yes, he did. He nailed it.
Happy belated birthday, Beth.
Hey, right before we get out of here,
Yeah.
we got a guy named Dave. He wants to know, he put pre-emergent down.
Yeah.
He wants to know if he's a fool or not before we close
No,
out.
it'll be
Oh,
all
is
right.
Because of
Fool?
that, or for other reasons.
I'm not saying
No.
Dave.
Dave, you're going to be all right.
You'll be fine. I would say it's right on time. The only thing we would risk is, depending on the grading of your yard, if so much water pushed it to one side. But that's not your fault. How would you know that we're going to have a monsoon? So I would kind of look and determine, did that float away? And here's what I think I would do. If you think there's areas, just go get some pre-emergent by itself. Praise the Lord, everybody. Everybody's got their hands. Praise the Lord. I think. Oh, you're saying 10 seconds. I got it. So anyways, hour number 2 is coming up right here on 93 WIBC.
Allison?
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools, power tools. Yeah, you just plug them in the wall and think of all you can do. You can plant a garden, fix your car, build a house if you want to.
Hey, good morning. Welcome.
If you've got the proper...
You're listening to the Home and Garden Program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens.
Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Wow, Ethan, you nailed that. Man, they may not let you in the building, but you've at least got the pipes, you know.
You're going to trade this? You're going to trade this?
Yeah, I didn't trade you. I was your
Pat
agent.
did for some forks.
WIBC has a temporary number. It's 317-972-3001. As it turns out that, I'm not saying it, but I don't think Dion paid the phone bill, and so we had to get a new number.
So Dion would be the boss here.
The big boss.
Yeah.
All you got to do is pay those bills when they come.
Sure. Debbie joins us on the program. Hi, Debbie.
Hi. I have a question about my Weigelia. I had a new build, and they brought in dirt in this one area, and the Weigelia lived for maybe 2 years. Well, then I bought a new Weigelia from you guys, and I had it, and it was not doing well, and you thought maybe I might be overwatering, which I thought I was. So you guys replaced my Weigelia, and I planted another one last year. And I did not water it, but I watched it with the water meter and everything, and it still died. So, and the other things that are living in this little circle, they're alive, and they're doing fine. So I love a Weigelia. I didn't know if I could maybe this next time pull the Weigelia out and put pea gravel or gravel in there, and then new dirt and compost, and then plant the Weigelia, or if I should just give up.
Are you planting it green side up?
When you replaced it, tell me what the roots looked like when you pulled it up to replace it.
They look like they had not went anywhere.
So here's what I think you should do. Weigelia is actually a pretty easy plant, so it's not a plant that we have a lot of trouble with. So what I think
So he's blaming you right off the bat.
Okay.
No. We take full responsibility for everything.
Okay.
It's all we always say. When I wake up in the morning, I look in the mirror and I go, "It's all my fault," and then I go to work.
Debbie, real quick, I don't know if you heard the study. They interviewed 100 men. 99 of them said that their wives were always right. The one guy that didn't, they're still looking for him. He has not been seen for 3 weeks.
Yes, I know, because I'm right.
Yes,
that's right. So,
and it's the Energizer Bunny, not the Ever Ready.
Oh, that's right. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome.
Same company. I knew that sounded wrong when I said it, but nobody here corrected me. But thank gosh you're there for me.
Yes.
So I think what the Weigelia, I'm not so
Nobody
worried
screws
about
up Weigelia. Don't
Denny,
let her
please
off the hook.
let me give this poor lady an answer. I think I would dig the hole a little bigger, and we generally don't like to put a lot of
potting mix
soil amendments to it. But in this case, I think I would add some soil amendments, maybe some, what's really the cool kids? You want to be a cool kid? Get the land and sea compost.
Okay.
It is crab and lobster shells mixed in, so it's a really nice mix. Make sure you get some biotone. Did we sell you biotone?
Yes, I've got biotone.
Okay, so biotone's really important. And then plant it higher, mound it up. Okay. And then also look at the roots on it. Are you pulling the roots apart when you plant it? Because if they're already kind of overgrown in the pot and they're circular, that can actually girdle it and can kill it pretty quickly.
Okay.
If all else
I'm
fails,
coming in tomorrow and buying a tree.
Okay. Well,
And you guys are going to plant it.
Oh, excellent. You know what? When we plan them, you get a 2-year guarantee. You know.
I know. She told me yesterday when I was in there, but I love your radio show and I like you guys.
Oh, thank you.
Well, who's talking to me, Pat?
Well, anyways, thanks for calling.
Have a good day.
Got to throw in my bad grammar there.
Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways. What a nice lady.
Yeah.
I think you like to push people's hot buttons. When somebody calls up and says, I don't like the way you say anyways, you're going to say anyways.
I know. I'm like a little kid.
I know.
You know, when they say as a parent, you ignore them, right?
Yeah.
But if you just ignore me.
Well, the difference between you and Hammer is Hammer's stupid sometimes. You do it on purpose.
Oh, boy.
No,
I think they both are pretty ornery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. We all ready for talking to Steve?
Sure.
Ready? Right. 1, 2, 3.
Hi, Steve.
Well, hi, group. How you doing?
Good.
We're doing great.
All right. So every year in my yard, I deal with the fungus that comes up. Just brown spots will come up. You know, here this time of year, people walk by and say, "Oh, your yard looks great." I say, "Yeah, just give it a couple of weeks." When should I treat? What should I treat? And is there an alternative to treating?
What you want to do is remember fungicides are protectants. So you want to put, if you wait until you see those brown spots, it's too late. So right now, normally for rust and red thread, we generally would put it on in mid to late May. But if you have a problem every year, I would put it on now, and then I would repeat that every 4 to 6 weeks through the summer.
Okay.
But it's like, yeah, if you have it, I mean, and the Scott's fungicide, last year they redid it, and it now covers like another 25 diseases. So it's a pretty broad spectrum.
Okay. So is there anything you could do yard-wise to change the soil so that's not an issue? I mean, what caused it in the first place, I guess?
I don't think it's in the soil. I think it's
moisture levels.
Yeah, and it's just spores that are, and it got a hold of your lawn, and so you have to eradicate it.
Okay. Yep. So treat it now, and then every 4 to 6 weeks. So the Scots, is it a pellet or spray or what?
Yeah, it's a granular product.
Okay.
But I would say that probably 95% of the people that we talk to about fungus, the problem is that they wait until they see it. And that's why I would say if you get it 1 year, put it in your calendar to remind you, because we don't even think about it anymore. So, but treat it now.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, Steve.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Boom.
239-9393. You know, the drive home last night from what's the stadium called? Cambridge. Man, we went down. I mean, it was raining so hard. And so we kind of came out of the Pacer garage, and then we went down Rule. That turned in. I mean, it was the amount of standing water was incredible.
It's terrible on that east side.
Yeah,
I'm sure everywhere.
If you know that it's shallow, you can drive through it, but don't do it. Don't drive through it, because if you ground out, not only is your car toast, but insurance is going to be really upset with you.
Yeah. Luckily, I was driving my truck. You know, really, this time of year, Beth and I, when we go out to dinner, we'll take the truck, because it's like the potholes can be
between the potholes and the rain.
Well,
and
how
the
did
ice,
she get? Oh, she rode down with Andrew.
Yeah, they Ubered.
Oh, they Ubered. Okay.
Yeah. So.
Well, everybody's dealing with a lot, I know, whether that was the weather on Wednesday, which was really scary. And if I could just tell you very quickly, today was supposed to be the Humane Society's Mutt Strut, which is a huge fundraiser for them. But because of the weather, they said no. And because they also could use some help, they obviously canceled it. So next Saturday, their property was damaged by the winds and whatever else was out there, tornadoes perhaps, at Indy Humane, which is about 79th and Michigan, I think. But next weekend, they're going to need some help with cleanup because of the trails and the limbs that are down and the flooding and everything. So they're going to need some help cleaning up. And they hope everybody that was going to do Mutt Strut would come next week, and there will be more details to come. But at this moment, they're hoping that someone will help them with their fencing. And so if you are a guy or gal that does fencing, they're hoping that you can get in touch with them at indyhumane.org, and you'll see a phone number, and you can let them know that maybe you can come out and help them right away with fencing.
Is it just repair?
It's repair. It's repair, and perhaps maybe it's going to go beyond that, but they could sure use somebody that knows about fencing to help them. So if you can do that with Indy Humane, let them know right away. Thank you.
That was great, Terry.
That was very good.
Thank you.
There's some people wondering why the city can't do that, but is this a city?
Indy Humane is a nonprofit.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's not profit. You're thinking of Indiana or Indianapolis Animal Care and Control.
When you said Indy, control. I just assumed.
No, this one's the nonprofit.
Okay, then hey, if somebody can do a fence, get out there.
Yeah, please help them.
Yeah, and you know what we could do is next week we'll send Denny out there, and then he can call in once an hour.
Idea.
Give us an update.
Yeah, an update on what's going on out there, and at the same time, he can be picking up debris.
I'm pretty sure
Absolutely.
I know why Dick Crum retired. It took me a while to figure it out because he was in the, just in the height of his career, and he just said he'd had enough, and that was it. Walked out on December 31st, and we've not seen him since.
No.
I understand it now.
Actually, I do. I do know why he retired, because they had always paid us as contractors. Like independent contractors. Right. Well, that's kind of they weren't supposed to do that because
we were 1099 employees.
Yeah, so independent contractors that showed up the same time every week for 30 years.
Yeah, just a really long contract.
That's an employee.
And he had to take employee training courses.
So we had to become employees. Well, it's a corporation, Emma's a corporation, and so they said, you have to come in for a 3-hour onboarding, and it's like, and then Dick just goes, nope, and he just quit.
Yeah, he didn't. He'd done everything he wanted to do, and he
did,
was tired
and he just doesn't
go through that again.
He's not an idiot like me, so he's soft spoken. He'll just walk away. Me, they said, hey, you need to come in. It's like, no, I've been here for 30 years. I'm not coming in. They said, well, you have to come in. I said, okay, I'm not.
So now he just comes in and he just shows up, and no, he doesn't get paid. Right? You don't get paid. You just show up. You're still here.
After it went on for a couple of weeks, and then finally they sent me to just sign this. It's like,
thank you for being a part of it.
Well, it's just common sense. It's the death of common sense. It's like when you have to get like Denny, obviously in his late 70s, early 80s, and he goes into the liquor store and they ask him for ID.
I always show it. When I go into a liquor store to buy something, I always show it. I'm proud to show it.
No, you should not show your ID.
I always show it. The guy always laughs, but it's a cheap laugh, but I get it.
The death of common sense.
Now, speaking of which,
the dumbing down of America.
Mark Horn on the YouTube channel says, has anybody ever seen Denny Smith and Ken Nunn in the same place at the same time?
I saw that come out.
Do I look like Ken Nunn?
I know. They've never been shown together.
I don't think you look like Ken. Really? Somebody show me a picture of Ken Nunn.
Ken's got way more luscious hair. Ken has.
But look at the pot calling the kettle black.
You have good. Way better hair than me. But I'm just saying, Ken's hair is luscious.
Okay.
You're old white men with white hair.
Yeah. Whoa!
Whoa!
Where did that come from?
Isn't it kind of more luscious than Denny's hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and he's wearing glasses.
Yeah,
but to be fair,
it makes him look smart.
Yeah, and he's wearing a suit and tie.
I would say both very, very, very handsome men.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Now, I've never seen Ken naked, but Denny.
Whoa.
He's a beautiful man.
Hey, time to break. Okay, let's give the
239. Oh, no. That's not the number anymore. Hold on.
Just for this
972-3001.
Hey, did you find out what we can call that?
3000.
Did you spell anything?
Yes, we'll come back with that.
Okay, 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons, and Ethan. We're going to be here till IU football today at noon.
Pat, first of all, it's not football season, and you're lying, son.
Thought we had a short show, no?
No, you're still
We're here till 1 o'clock. We're taking your calls at a new number because our other number's been compromised. It's 317-972-3001, 972-FOOL.
FOOL. Oh, so the one is the L?
Yeah, the one. So we're stretching this. So we're using the O's as actual O's. So, but if you go on the phone, O's would actually be a 6. But no, We're actually using the numbers. We're using the 3 for F, and then the rest of them.
Boy, this is a mnemonic that'll kill you.
OOL. So that's 972 Fool.
Kind of.
Well,
kind of, but not really.
Kind of. I mean,
if it fits, wear it.
Speaking of fools, JMV joins us on the program.
Don't do that to John.
Hey, John.
How are we doing this morning, everybody?
Oh, man.
Where everyone's, it's gloomy.
It's like a wet tennis shoe.
It's gloomy. There's so many things to be gloomed about. So you're going to brighten our day.
Well, we're gonna brighten the day here, and we're gonna do it later on tonight. Hey, did I hear Richard Michaelis a little bit earlier?
Yes. Yep.
Awesome. I bet he's busy.
He is very busy.
He was so busy he forgot to hang up his phone.
Yeah, I bet. But hey, we're going to have a good time during this segment, a good time later on tonight. Music always brings out the best, does it not? It chases the rain away.
It
the
does.
flash flooding away.
John,
the storms, all of that.
I agree. And I've been letting the bump music play a little longer because Ethan's putting up some great tunes, and it's just kind of like, it's what people want to hear right now. Remember when we started our little gig on Fridays, the Ask Pat segment, and it was during COVID, and it's like, and that was kind of like we took it upon, like people need something. They need some entertainment. So it's kind of
correct.
That's how I kind of feel right now between politics and weather and everyone's, the stock market. Everyone's just a little bit gloomy.
And the thing about politics is so funny is, man, if you really don't want to talk about it, you really don't want to talk about it. And I think there's just a lot of knuckleheadery across the board.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to hear any knuckleheadery. Like I heard Denny. I thought Denny explained the situation as best as it can be explained. And that's the way that it is. But, yeah, just knuckleheadery all the way around. No matter who you're talking to, who you're talking about, that's kind of what. Because you just got agendas. You got egos. You got agendas that never end most of the time. So unfortunately, in those situations, and you don't end up doing what is best for the folks. Sometimes you do, but
John, it's 24 hours a day. 24 hours a day, at least 3 or 4 different stations in America. And if they don't have anything to say, they make crap up and they just jam her on. I don't know. Yeah, I think when we went to 24-hour news cycle, I think we lost a lot.
Well, there is no doubt, Danny, when you bring something up that can be toxic. Yeah. I tell my mom that all the time. My mom sits down there 79. She loves the Pacers, watches the Pacers, loves the Obi. That's great. But she was sitting around daily and watching nothing but news shows. And I said, hey, you got to bust away from that. I mean, it becomes toxic.
Yeah, not good for
you. And I cannot be more and act more put off when she or anybody else brings up those topics to me because, listen, I don't want to hear it. I mean, I don't. So it's kind of the way that it is. I get that you do it and you do want to hear it, but that's just not me. So I always try to steer it away. Hopefully, I'll hit a.
That's why you're in sports, John.
Interest that people enjoy, and that's what we'll do later on tonight. Because tonight, everybody, on B105.7, there will be a ton of one-hit wonders.
Oh,
on a one-hit wonders weekend.
Afternoon Delight.
Yes.
Starland Vocal Band.
You guys know what that song's about, Afternoon Delight? Is it like going to MCL?
Oh, it's not. It's about afternoon lovemaking. Come on.
I know. I wanted you guys to say it, though.
Why? I did not want to hear those words from Denny's mouth ever again.
Okay, would you rather I say nookie? I mean, you got to
say anything.
Hey, how about those Pacers last night?
Hey,
so
I will say this. I think Terry's right. I did feel a little awkward when I heard Denny say lovemaking.
Yeah.
I was trying to take the high road, okay?
You were. I say, Denny, you can use this if you like. I say hen and shin.
Hen and shin.
That's what Jerry Reed said in Smoky Bandit.
Oh, boy.
The hen and the shin.
So, what are you guys doing back there? Hen and the shin?
Hen and shin.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
You shouldn't be doing that. Hen and shin back
Denny?
there.
Would you like to use that instead of lovemaking?
I was trying to remember the
like
one-hit
that,
wonders,
John.
and it was 867-5309 Jenny. You remember that one? 867-5309. Here's how I know that. One of my partners in the plumbing and heating business found out that 800 number was available, and he snagged it for all of us as plumbers, and we used it to forward to the plumbing company. It was 867-5309. I thought that was genius.
Wow, that is good.
All the way back to the 80s.
Well, yeah, and I think originally, I'd have to look back on this, I think Tommy Two-Tone, I think they got in trouble for using that because the people out there, the person that had that number got called incessantly.
Yeah, and then we used to have a caller named Mickey, and it wasn't Mickey. Hey, Mickey, you're so fine. You're so fine. You blow my. Wasn't
Tony
that a one?
Basil
Yeah,
would be that.
But I don't know what happened to our Mickey, but she had her own theme song. I love that.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah, Tony Basil's a one-hit wonder. Afternoon Delight, one of the classic 70s one-hit wonders right there. There are a lot of them out there. We'll go multi-decade. Now, do we have a favorite? Can we go around the studio here?
I think I already gave my favorite. I mean, it was okay. That was big when I was in high school.
Well, of recent, "Don't Worry, Be Happy" was a one-hit wonder. You know, that was a little.
Yes,
bit,
Bobby McFerrin, indeed.
McFerrin.
Okay.
One-hit wonders.
We're Not Gonna Take It. We're not gonna take it. That was a one-hit.
That is not a one-hit wonder.
That was not.
They had Twisted Sister had two. I Wanna Rock was just as well known with Twisted Sister as We're Not Going to Take It.
Putting on the Ritz. There you go.
Putting on the Ritz by Taco is a one-hit wonder, Denny. Well done, buddy.
Allison's got one.
Would Ice Baby, Vanilla Ice? I feel like that would count.
Vanilla Ice. No, he had another one that was pretty lame. But I think he had played that funky music White Boy, which was a cover of the Wild Cherry song.
I like it.
Okay, well, I'm out.
Here's one that just popped up. It says, "We don't have to take our clothes off." I don't know what that number is. Do you remember it?
The late Jermaine Stewart from 1986. We don't have to take our clothes off for a good time, which I never understood because my time was always better when my clothes went off. I don't know.
Except for that.
I liked it when they're on, but when they went off, it was also good, right?
That bumblebee incident in the backyard. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, yeah. Denny, you remember the yellow jackets up my pant leg, don't you, buddy?
Oh, I sure do. And in front of your girlfriend's
is that a
parents.
Story?
Yeah.
That is absolutely. Hey, I got one for you, and I don't know how much time we have. Now, from the Rocky IV soundtrack, Robert Tepper, No Easy Way Out. No easy way out, no shortcut. Remember when Rocky was upset because Apollo killed off Apollo in Rocky IV, which was ridiculous, and he was driving his Lamborghini around, and he was reflecting on their life and relationship. And that song was playing in the background, No Easy Way Out. And here is a little layer. Personally, that was playing when I wrecked my Porsche 914 mid-engine German Fiero.
Wow.
1974. I wrecked it in February of 86, and that was actually playing when I wrecked it.
That car could pass anything but a gas station. It was a fast car, but boy, did it suck the fuel.
It was a mid-engine, right?
Yeah, that's right.
It was really a German Fiero. It looked pretty cool, but it was a German Fiero.
No.
The first day I didn't have my license yet.
Well, wait a minute. We're boring, Pat. Fiero was a Pontiac, Pat.
Oh, I know. Okay.
Yeah.
I know that because they were looking for one in a lake that somebody had. They lost a person. And they were looking for.
Oh, a Fiero?
Yeah, I'm kind of. That's kind of what I've been watching on the internet. There's a lot of people.
6
missing
o'clock
in
tonight,
lakes.
Johnny.
6 o'clock tonight. Songs like Robert Tepper, No Easy Way Out, No Shortcut Home.
Hey, I want to brag on you.
You guys are really good on the one-hit wonders today. That's well done out of everybody.
You did a pretty good job in studio. I never knew that you could run the board, but when we met up with L.D. Smith, you were really good. I didn't know you were that talented.
That's a backhanded comment that he does that to me all the time, John.
No, I was.
It's like, man, you're such an idiot. I can't believe you could run a board. That's what he meant to say.
I was saying that to John, not you.
I know.
You could barely
Hey, Denny, that Lance gave me, I rock it all the time. I love it.
Isn't it nice? I'm not wearing it today because I was cold.
Too, and I appreciate that. Yeah, I got a medium.
I know.
You've lost
so little
much.
guy.
Remember, I'm kind of transitioning. I've kind of taken on the occasional douchey characteristic here in my situation, and going medium is a part of that evolution that I'm going through right now.
Pretty cool. You're still eating all the cottage cheese?
Hey, you still?
Cottage cheese.
How you doing on the chains? Do you got a lot of chains around the neck?
a lot of chains. I got a butterfly collar. It's going to be open down in my belly.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
And he smells real good too when you get around him now.
Yeah, how's the hair chest?
Aviator,
Are you able to grow any?
sunglasses.
You able to grow any hair chest? As that would be
Hair
good.
Chest hair.
Chest on your hair. Chest hair.
We
Chest,
can do
chest hair.
that, but see, what the douchey dude does is he puts a little shave on. He trims it.
Oh.
He's got to trim it a little bit. It doesn't. You don't want to be wild like it's 1975. It's got to be.
I thought that's what you were going for.
And trimmed up, like I'm Nicolas Cage in Valley Girl in 1983.
Speaking of which,
remember that shaved?
No, I don't remember any of this.
John, my wife gets the Spanish word of the day every day at 9:00. This week
I do
we were
too.
walking. She got ombligo, and you guys just brought this up. Do you know what the Spanish word ombligo means?
I literally can hear radios turning off.
Belly button. It's belly button, and
You
it was
hear
the
it?
word of the day.
You hear that, Terry?
Yeah.
clicking?
John, we got to go. Pat's making fun of me again.
Clicking. I can hear radios going off. That's how loud it is. See you, John. Tonight on B105.7, it is the JMV Takeover. We're coming right back. Your calls at 972-FOOL. No, it's not Fool. It's 972-3001. Coming right back, 93 WIBC. Hey, good morning. Welcome. Pat Sullivan, Denny Smith, Terry Stacy, Allison Lemons, and Ethan. The Saturday Home and Garden Program brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
I hope
They
Ethan's
look at
back
each
with
other's
it.
eyes when they
I know
do it.
But it might be a fond farewell to Ethan because Ethan couldn't get in the building today.
That's right. He's been traded to the Bob and Tom Show for 800 plastic forks. Joining us on the program is Dave Wilson, who is
Good morning.
And Dave is a retailer now, and he is having the time of his life.
Oh, boy. Those decisions,
I'll tell you what, Pat, it's like I have built myself a stage, a theater.
Yeah.
And I perform daily in the merch tent. Basically what it is.
Wow.
That's unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this time of year, of course, Christmas, I love having people come in. We talk about Christmas and things, but we've also have a lot of Indy 500 stuff and a lot of history stuff in here. And so people come in and I talk to them about the 500. Are you a 500 fan? Yeah, well, who won the 500 year you were born and the year you were born? And I, talk to them about that and different things, and they ask me questions. So it's almost like and I do jokes with people and kid around, and so it's almost like I built a stage. And I'm working in the merch tent, but it's been a lot of fun so far, and I enjoy coming in and doing it, and I love working here with Becky, and so it's pretty cool. I mean, and to think that it'll be a year tomorrow that we got married, Pat.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
That flew by.
Yeah, that
at
flew by.
Allisonville, at your store in Allisonville, was a wonderful experience.
Yes.
And I got to tell you, things are going great. The other night we were at a party, and I went up and I got some dessert, and I brought it back. And she goes, that's your fourth dessert. Aren't you embarrassed? And I said, no, I keep telling them they're for you.
Oh, Dave, that's a good way to die, man.
Love is in the air.
Yeah.
So we today, here April 5th, we're having a sale here at Santa's Pit Stop Christmas Shopping Gifts. We're located on beautiful Main Street in Speedway, Indiana. And it's been busy all week because of the opening of the museum. And so there's been people, I will tell you, we had people in our store that came from California, that came from Pennsylvania,
Oh wow!
that came from Minnesota to attend the opening of the museum.
My
But
goodness.
we're having a sale today on any black and white checkered decor items or jewelry. You could save 10%. And we've kind of had a tip here from you, Pat. You'll have sales where you pop a balloon and there's a discount in the balloon. Well, we've got scratch-off tickets.
Oh, nice!
And you scratch off the ticket, and you can save $1 or $5 or $10. And we're also going to have a raffle. We're raffling off one of Joe DeFavis's fabulous acrylic photos of the Speedway. So,
Dave, do you have a license for that raffle from the state of Indiana?
No habla English, senor.
Ombligo.
So, Dave, here's what I have found.
I guess since I don't know. No, we don't have a deal for that. It's just like I've got.
You don't need one. You don't.
jerking you around.
That's only if you would be selling raffle tickets for it.
Oh yeah, we're okay. Good. Whew, that's good.
That was good. It is here, Dave. If I may, at Santa's Pit Stop, it really is it's retail, yes, but it's also you've got a lot of really cool memorabilia you can buy. You can buy badges. You can buy some really cool, authentic pictures, all autographed. It really is kind of a memorabilia too at the store, which you've added, and I love it.
Oh, thanks. I just got a Captain Eddie Rickenbacker signature that I have for sale.
That's big.
He was the first flying ace, and he bought the Speedway in the 1920s from the four founders, owned the Indianapolis Motor Speedway through World War II, and then sold it to Tony Holman in 1945. But I have an autograph from him. I have an autograph from Wilbur Shaw, who was the second three-time winner. He was the last Indiana-born driver to win the 500. He won in 37, 39, and 40, and he was president of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. I have one of his autographs. And then I just got, and these are really hard to find, a Jim Clark autographed picture.
Oh, the Lotus. Rear-engine Lotus. Green car.
Yeah, the
really
1965 winner. So,
where are you finding all this stuff, Dave, if I may ask?
All
right, where are you getting all this stuff? Where are you getting all this loot?
He's breaking in storage. Storage garages.
I went to Donald Davidson's house, and he fell asleep. We were talking, and just took a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Just took a bunch of stuff. Donald was having a nap.
You know, that green Lotus, that was supposed to be an unlucky color, Dave. And
it most certainly was.
When he showed up
for some reason, there was all these superstitions like, don't eat peanuts, no green cars. You always get out of the car on the left side.
Yeah.
That was just the deal there. That was kind of a deal. But green cars were definitely verboten. And then Jim Clark showed up because Lotus, Colin Chapman and the Lotus teams over in England or running Formula One, each Formula One team had their kind of own color, their signature color. And Great Britain's which is where they were from, and it was green, this color of green. So when they brought the Lotus over here to the Speedway, they brought the green color. And, Jimmy was a rookie in 63, almost won the race in 64, but had a suspension failure, and then won the race in 65. So,
Dave, we are over our break. I just looked at the clock. Listen, so what's the hours today for the shop?
Well, we opened at 10 o'clock this morning, and we'll be here till 5 o'clock, and then we'll be here from 11 to 4 tomorrow. So come on by.
Good job.
All right. It's Dave Wilson. All right. I tell you what, we got a couple calls, and we'll get to those calls right on the radio people on the other side of this break. On the other side, 93 WIBC. Already feeling better.
It wasn't a long stretch there.
I was really down this morning, but I'm feeling hip now.
Uh-oh. Look at those hips move.
Say, Terry, you want to hang out after the show?
Hi.
Turn on her mic.
Allison, you're supposed to wave at the camera. Freddie wants to see you.
Oh, Freddie wants to see you, Freddie.
Over here, this way. Camera.
Oh, boy.
Allison, there we go.
We're going to talk to George Faber here in a couple minutes, but we have Joe right now. Joe, good morning.
You got Angelo.
It's Angelo.
Hey, can you...
Ethan, there's a reason your pass was turned off this morning.
Can you hang on, Angelo?
Angelo. Joe.
Are you just giving a new nickname?
Wow.
Okay, we're gonna give that one. We're gonna score a point for Ethan there.
Yeah,
because he did. And Jolo, so that's where he got the Joe from. Angelo, how are you?
I'm all right. I'm actually at my first stop, getting ready to leave and get gas and get on my way. But anyhow, you guys was talking about putting on the Ritz, and I didn't know that was a real song. I thought it was from the Young Frankenstein song.
That's right.
Oh, my gosh.
Where the dinosaur or the monster, or whatever you want to call him, was saying, put it on Ritz.
I remember that. That was a great movie.
Yeah.
Anyhow, we dug up what was left of a tree, a dead tree, and got it down to the stump, dug it up, and the biggest stump, about 5 inches in diameter, had like a bunch of snail shells on it. I'd never seen anything like that in my life.
It had what on it?
Snail.
They're
shells.
Snail.
they're mollusks, or they might be really snails. But well, sorry, buddy. How long did it take you to dig up a stump? You better eat your Wheaties for stuff like that.
So, anyhow, that's all I got.
All right. And Jolo, thanks for the call.
Good to hear
Be
from
careful
you.
out there. We're joined by George Faber from Faber B Window. Hey, George, good morning.
Good morning, Pat. How are you?
We're doing good. How you doing with, you guys have any trouble at the shop with the rain or anything, or the winds?
No, we've been real fortunate. We haven't had any issues, and thankfully, with all the windows we've installed over 40 years, we haven't had any calls on anything leaking, so that's a good thing.
That's great.
Yeah, it's that time of year, spring, when everybody's thinking about what projects they're going to do, and one of the things that we have a lot of our previous customers that we're doing work for is our bass. A lot of the customers that we have are either looking to retire or are retired, and one of the places in the house that is the most dangerous is if you have a tub and you have to step into the tub to be able to take a shower. What we do is do what we call a tub to shower conversion, where we tear out the tub and then we put in a handicap shower and with grab bars and a wider door, so that if someone's in a wheelchair, they can get into that shower to be able to take care of themselves. And it's a real popular thing that people are doing because most everybody wants to stay in their own home as long as they can, and so making the shower accessible is something that's really, really important.
All right. Well, all right. So that's a great deal. So how do people, just set up an appointment to kind of get the details of this?
Yeah, just if you just call in, it's 800-233-0169, or you can go to bwindow.com, and we've got a special promotion on right now with no money down and 18 months, no interest and no payment for 18 months. It's a fantastic promotion, and if you have look at a bathroom that you're trying to make sure you are as safe as possible, give us a call or go online, and we'll be glad to come out and give you a free estimate.
There you go, George. Thank you very much. Again, the number 800-233-0169. That's bwindow.com. All right, we're going to get to the top of the hour. It was a little, we kind of messed up a couple of things here, but I don't think at home you would have noticed. Just the timing things were wrong, and we apologize for all of that. So we're going to regroup. Hour number 3. So we're going to have Craft Corner, and
we're going to bring in
5
the
seconds.
weeds.
Oh,
and
in the weeds?
In the weeds. We forgot that. And also 3 things.
3 things. All right, that's coming up. I thought we were going to talk about Craft Corner, 93 WIBC.
Oh. I have no idea what's Craft.
You know, talking about you makes me.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools.
Hey, good morning. Welcome back. Hour number 3 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
Chills every time.
I just got quivery.
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. We got a new number, 317-972-3001. 972-3001.
That's 972-FOOL. If you're using the zeros as O's and the 1 as an L.
That's even more confusing. 972-3001.
Hey, listen, we talked to George Faber. We were right up against the clock and stuff.
No, don't let Ethan off the hook.
And listen, Ethan forgot to play the jingle.
And he's not getting his pass back next week either.
And so, as a penalty, we play the jingle twice. Here we go.
That's Faber's B Window.
Again.
Fairsby Window. Trust me.
And again, if you would like, if you're interested in the Fairsby window and the special they're having on the tub to shower, you can give them a call and set up an appointment. You're not buying anything. Just have them come out and take a look at it. It's 800-233-0169. That's 800-233-0169.
Wow. You heard it here first.
So, Denny, we're expecting, we had a lot of rain, obviously. It seems like we've had nothing but rain. It's I'm doubling up on Lexapro. So what we have more rain coming. What should people be looking for? Like, okay, my sump pump. Can you diagnose this? My sump pump sounds like the.
Okay.
Sounds like it's just gonna
donkey.
That's what normally happens at the end of a cycle.
Hockabaloogie or something.
I never did that before, Danny.
Okay,
There's something going on.
Then it's a switch issue. Okay, check your switch to make sure that it's falling down. Pat, I got it. Okay.
No.
Do you want the answer or do you want to keep making funny noises?
No, I'm just trying to make sure that our listeners understand if their pump is making that.
That is when the pump is not able to get anything but air out of the bottom. It's pumped all the way down, but the switch is not closed or opened back up. So it's a switch issue one way or another.
So, and I know the answer, I bet I haven't replaced that pump in 8 or 9 years.
All right, so you're on thin ice because most plumbers will tell you that it's worth it to do it about every 5 to 6 years. Some people go down as much as 3 if it runs all the time. But the issue is usually not the pump, it's the switch. So if you have issues with the switch, if it's not a mercury switch, which has a new contact point every time the bulb lifts up and down, versus a feather switch, which is the old Zoller pumps, and those will eventually weld shut or they'll weld open. And if they weld shut, at least the pump burns itself up and it keeps going. If it welds open, it means it's not going to pump. So replace your pump every 5 to 6 years and always check the pump switch every year. You bring a garden hose in from the outside, you fill up the pit, and you watch that switch to make sure it's got a free tether on it or that it's got a free movement up and down, because it's usually the switch that fails.
So I also have at the same time, Hope Plumbing put in a battery backup. So it's just been sitting there. How does that need to be serviced?
Oh, yeah. You got to check the battery for specific gravity. Okay. So most people won't do that.
For gravity?
Specific gravity. You just want to.
So you just drop
it's
it?
Like on your head if possible.
Okay.
No, you want it just like you check your batteries. They'll open up one of the cells and they'll pull out. You pull out the sulfuric acid and you see where the little bulbs or little bobbers go up and down. It'll tell you whether it needs to be refreshed. Or maybe it's discharged.
I think what I'll do is just call Hope Plumbing.
Yeah, that's probably a good
They're probably
idea.
busy right now, but I should have done this already.
Yeah, battery backups, you should check those batteries at least every 2 years. They're deep cycle marine batteries.
I've never checked them.
What's the matter with you, Pat?
I'm just not a very good homeowner.
Okay. What? So you're going to put your family at risk because you're lazy?
Well,
I mean, don't give me this bit. I'm running a $50 million, retail complex.
If you're going to put it that way,
check your sump pump. Check your sump pump.
Well, I was kind of hoping.
All right.
When was the
last time you serviced your garage door?
I don't think that's ever. I think Michaelis did after the fire.
The fire was how many years ago?
That was
before
10 years.
COVID. Yeah.
15.
Yeah. Pat, you should be checking your garage door at least every 5 years, too.
I wonder if Sundown Garden could do that for me.
No.
They do all our landscape.
But they don't do garage doors.
Well, have you ever asked them?
Did you ask
know
them?
that?
Does it sundown doors? No, it's sundown.
Oh, but you never know what they're willing to do.
The point is, check that sump pump every year. Check the tether on the switch if it's a mercury switch. If it's just a bobber, bring a garden hose in from the outside. You and your wife, it's a great, bonding experience. I said, turn it off! And, of course, it keeps coming.
Oh,
so you got to be careful.
Yeah.
That's why you both have cell phones,
Okay, so sump pumps. So what to do if the sump pump quits and the basement is flooded?
Don't go to the pit. I would call a plumber immediately because usually the electrical panel is down there too, and you got to pay attention to that type of stuff.
Right, and you could probably think, well, I have GFIs in there. I'm sure they trip, but do you really want to take that chance?
Test it? Yeah.
No. So that's why I would bring in the neighbor kid who cuts the grass. Hey, Jimmy, Can you go over there? I got you a little something. It's down there in the
It just
basement.
looks like it's brown water, but it's like at the creek.
Yeah, go on in there and get that.
There's crawdads in there, son.
Well, he did fine.
Yeah, fine, didn't go down. Never put your hand down in the sump pit. Always use a broomstick, something that is non-conductive. And if you think you can put a shovel down there, make sure you put the wood handle down, not the shovel. No metal in the pit.
Yep. And if you get a chance, go outside and check the downspouts and make sure that I'll tell you what happens occasionally to mine. I have a corrugated tube on it, and occasionally when they cut the grass, it just gets bumped
over.
And all of a sudden, then that water is dumping right on. And when I hear the pump cycling quickly, I know that corrugated tube is off. So just go out and make sure that everything is running fine. The downspouts or the splash blocks are in place.
How long ago did you build the house?
1986, 87.
Most of the foundational shifts are done around downspouts. Downspouts, that's where foundations start to shift because that's where the water spills over and everything. So if you have to add gravel, I would buy a couple bags of pea gravel at your local hardware store and put that underneath your splash block. That way you don't have to mess with the ground in any way underneath.
There you go. Let's see. I'm ready for that number, Allison.
972.
That's why I wrote it in front of you.
317-972-3001 is our number, our temporary number. 972-3001, 972-FOOL.
No.
Wow. Hey,
it is if you use the zeros as O's and the 1 as a L. Jeff joins us on the program. Hi, Jeff.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning to you.
Speaking of the economy and then 401s, boy, the Mrs. Regular Jeff took a bath over the last couple of weeks. I think down $2,000 for her 401. And I told her quit checking every day. So, let it go and see if it'll heal itself here before long. But it always reminds me of Ronald Reagan, some kind of saying so natural. I looked up a clip for her, and I let her say it or see it on YouTube, and it was like the government's view of the economy could be summed up in a few short phrases. If it moves,
tax it. Right.
If it keeps moving, regulate it. And if it stops moving, subsidize it. And she's like, oh, my gosh, that was then? She was just a kid in the 80s. So I was like, yeah, basically it's the same thing for, 80 years.
You know what? I'll tell you something else about Reagan. Reagan was the one that was totally against tariffs. He was always against them. But the people that were in favor of tariffs, believe it or not, Barack Obama, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, in the late 90s and in the early 2000s, they were in favor of tariffs, and they just went crazy. And all of a sudden, politics gets in the way of what your real feelings are, so nobody really knows. Reagan came around and thought that tariffs would probably solve a lot of issues, but he was in the early years, Jeff.
Is there any proof of tariffs solving issues? Do you know?
Oh, yeah. It worked.
That's a real question.
It worked for over 113 years for the United States of America with no income tax. That's
I've also seen a clip with Pelosi, though, when she, in her younger days, I didn't even hardly recognize her, but then it all came back to me before she became what she is now at 175 years old and still in Congress. And she was totally for, like you said, it even shows her how contradictory she's been in the last 40 years.
It depends on who's saying yes. The other one has to say no. So who knows what they do. The best picture I ever saw of Nancy Pelosi was when she was considered Miss Lubrac in the 1960s, I think. They had a picture of her. But she sold
Miss Lubrac.
Miss Lubrac. She was in a swimming suit, and she sold these things to.
I don't think you're allowed to say that anymore.
Miss Lubrac.
No, a Lubrac is where you take your car to get serviced.
Right.
Lubrication.
Yeah, we
you get your minds out of the gutters, ladies.
No, I'm not. I'm just saying. I know at that time there were a lot of beautiful women that were in different roles as princesses and queens and.
I still don't understand the term Lubrac.
Lubrac was at the garage where you
when you go get a lube.
You go get
you get on the rack. They put you up on the rack and then they lube the car.
Yeah, all the Zerk fittings.
So she was Miss Lubrac.
You don't know what a Lubrac is?
No, it sounds like
you drive your car
winch.
up. They hydraulically they lift it up and they get all the grease points and they.
Well, I understand what that is. I've just never heard it called a Lubrac.
Lube rack.
R-A-C-K.
Lube rack.
Yeah. Oh, God. Would somebody call in?
Lube rack.
972-3001. Save me from this. Please, call.
She's like Miss
wait a
Gear
minute.
Shifter.
Jeff, are you still there?
What's her
Oh,
name?
yeah.
She was like Miss Gear Shifter,
Jeff,
right?
you ever heard of a lube rack?
Of course I have, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, stop it, Jeff. You're just saying that to suck up to Denny.
No, he's not.
I bet Fulton's never heard
He's usually
of it.
busting my chops.
Hold on just a second. Yeah, see you later, Jeff. You're no
Thanks,
friend.
brother. Oh, come on. He's one of our best guys.
Yeah. Hey, Fulton.
Hey, guys. How are you this morning?
Hey, have you ever heard of the term lube rack?
Never heard of it.
See, exactly. Exactly, you guys.
Hey, go
Thank
to
you,
try
Fulton.
Tim in plumbing and see.
Okay, we'll be right back to you, Fulton. Hang on.
Hello.
Hey, Tim.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever heard the term lube rack?
Oh, yeah, you drive your car up on it?
Yeah, never mind.
If you wanna get your oil
Tim, we'll
changed,
come back
you
to
know.
you.
Do you ever go to get your oil changed?
Talking to my friend
That was
Fulton here.
hilarious. Tim, hang on. We'll come back to you, man.
Hey, Fulton.
Hey, how are you guys this morning?
You got big news, I hear.
Yeah. I just went to this play in Hampton Heights yesterday on Thursday, excuse me. We went to this play called Sabrina Fair, and it's like a comedy show, and it was a lot of fun, so I enjoyed it.
Well, that's great. Was it a high school play?
It was from the Attic Theater.
Okay. Got it. Well, that's great. I'm glad you had a good time. There's nothing better than live theater.
And comedy.
And yesterday was my friend Christopher Jones' birthday. He just turned 16.
Wow.
And
Happy birthday.
His favorite soccer player is trying to remember the name here.
Pele.
His name's from Philippines, and he's a soccer player.
Oh, okay.
So
maybe next year you could get him that jersey.
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, I sure will. Yeah, that's a
it's
great
good
idea.
All right, so what else do you have coming up on your schedule?
Well, I'm still working on that play still.
Okay, great. Is it going pretty well?
Next month is the big day.
All right.
And it's $15 for tickets. If you want to do them online, that's fine. Or if you want to come into the school and pay for the ticket, you're welcome to.
I think online sounds a little more convenient.
And you guys are invited. You guys are invited to the show.
Even Denny?
Yep, even Denny.
Oh, wow.
You know
Could
what?
be a big night for us.
Fulton, you are a giving young man.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, you're welcome. Well, listen, we got to run. We're up against the break.
And don't forget to listen to the JMV Takeover.
There you go.
Because I know John talked to me last night about the Earth, Wind, and Fire thing. So.
Do you know what it is tonight? It's the one.
It is One Hit Wonders.
One Hit Wonders.
The One Hit Wonders for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
There you go. All right, we'll talk to you soon. Fulton.
315.7. And it's 107.5 The Fan, 93.5.
There you go. Thanks, Fulton.
Perfect. Thank you, Fulton.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
All right. So John's on 97.5? So no, what's it?
Tonight,
97? No, B105.
Yeah.
It's 105.7.
Fulton's kind of everything's throwing me today.
When we come back, we're going to talk to Tim.
We may not come back.
No, we're coming back. We got to talk to Tim when we come back.
I'm going to talk about Lubrex again.
No one's allowed to say that the rest of the show.
I know.
It's a thing, though. It's not like it's not a thing. It's a real thing.
It's a thing. We've established it. I don't want to hear anybody say it again.
All right.
Wow.
Lube rack.
I'm just saying the person that takes care of my car has never mentioned it.
Well, do you really have somebody that takes care of
He's
your car?
never
I mean,
serviced
like you
his
drive
car
in
since
and you
I've
sit in the
known him.
waiting room.
He's
No,
never
you know
even
what?
been through a car wash.
I've never been through a car wash, but I started to go to Jiffy Lube.
Okay. Great place.
Great and a wonderful experience.
Always is.
Yeah.
So
you should have seen the lube rack when you were there.
Well,
It's in
you know
their
what?
name.
They did not mention
That they were putting it up on
on
the
a
lube
lube
rack.
And I think had they done that to my truck, I think that would have been mentioned. I'm just saying.
93 WIBC.
You got a little wiggle in my chair. Turn on her mic there, Spanky.
I forgot you were a dancer.
That's another week without a parking pass right there, pal.
Spanky's probably one of the better ones I've gotten.
Yeah. You know, Ethan, you wonder why that you've got traded to the Bob and Tom show.
Which is so sad.
For
I'm gonna
800
miss you.
plastic forks. I don't think Tom Griswold's going to put up with not turning on the mics.
Nah.
Well, that's why I said he better have a mic button.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's true.
So,
you know what?
There.
Ethan, your face.
I will just tell
wish
you.
people could see you and your face. Your
just-
beautiful face.
I tell you what, when you start with them, just call him Dad. Just tell him you're his kid.
He loves that.
He won't know.
Hey, let's talk to Tim.
He won't. Listen to Denny.
No, you took Tim. You said you asked him a question. You hung up on him.
Stop going around, Sullivan.
Hi, Tim.
So, anyways,
Hi there.
How
Tim.
are you?
I'm good. Just sitting here in my lube rack waiting to talk to the guys.
oh boy.
God bless this man. I don't care what his question is. We're
No,
going to get an answer.
I thought that was from the porn industry. I really did.
Pat.
Oh, is this the Tim you asked if he knew what a lube rack was?
Yeah.
Oh, he's been on hold this whole time.
Yeah, I just
Yeah, I have nothing to do.
I had to go to my friend Fulton, who had no idea what a lube rack was. Hanging out with him. What's
I'm
up,
still
Jim?
your friend.
Hi.
Hey, I got a quick question. Empty nester. We're doing some remodeling after the kids moved out, and I'm redoing their bathroom. And across from the stool was the sink, and the toilet and the shower. The plumbing wall is the same. I'd like to move the sink over to that same wall, but my question is, can I run my drain for the sink to the vent for the toilet?
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
the fixture units are probably on the plumbing tables 1 to 1 1/4. You can't run enough water through there that's going to compromise that toilet. And proof be told that the Stevens Institute out in Jersey always proved that you did not have to even vent the toilet, but most of us as plumbers have always vented to allow for smooth discharge. So yeah, dump it in there. You're going to have to put in it depends what the vent is, but I put in a 3x2Y and it just cut right over to a 3
Hey,
by
what
inch
kind
Y.
of institute is this? The commies lefties over there at the Stevens Institute.
Stevens Institute is really a cool place. They have a 5-story
sounds
building.
like a bunch of commies.
And they test they put plumbing through its paces, like how many toilets can you put on a 3-inch line. They'll test how
That sounds like a punchline.
I know, but how many gallons can you run through an 1.5-inch line? So it's a scientific test with pressures and water. It's a really neat place.
Do they let you go in for field trips? Because I
always wanted to get
go.
it. You know, you really can't.
Sounds like a good time.
It does, Tim.
It
You can
does.
get your PhD in plumbing engineering, which is, I think,
Absolutely.
that's the top of the game for me.
Tim,
Skilled trades is the way to play. Is the way to be.
absolutely, man.
Tim.
See you, Tim.
Thank you.
All right, can we cue the In the Weeds music, please? Let's get this out of the way.
Okay, here we go, guys. Put your thinking caps on.
Y'all have a test in front of you. Mr. Sullivan, put on your reading glasses, please.
Bum, bum.
This week I had somebody ask me a
Ladies
question.
and gentlemen, boys and girls, the segment that
nobody listens
we
to.
will always get in no matter where we have to put it in this show. It's In the Weeds with Denny Smith.
I had somebody ask me what was the densest material. So I'm asking you, if you will look at question number 1, what's the densest naturally occurring element on Earth? Is it uranium, osmium, lead, or gold?
Define osmium.
Osmium is a metal. It's got
Osmium.
I don't know what the molecular weight is.
Also,
But
remember the Osmium brothers?
Donnie.
all right, so
Donnie
what's the
was
densest material?
You know what?
Mr.
He has his own line of
Mr.
patio
Sullivan,
furniture.
give me your answer, please.
Okay, so I have to say which is the
densest?
I'm going to say uranium.
Uranium, osmium, lead, or gold? Terry Lynn?
I circled uranium as well.
Okay. Allison?
I guess I'll change it up. I'll go with lead.
Lead? Okay. You're wrong, but that's okay. No, the answer is osmium, and you will use. You cannot.
sorry.
Oh, like the Osmium brothers. It was
What
in our
was that?
hearts. Why
What was
didn't we
that
choose
song?
it? Puppy Love.
Puppy
Where
Love.
we use osmium every day. Do you know where it is?
In the
yeah.
kitchen?
No, it's
kitchen.
it's the ball in the ballpoint pen. It is
And that's
22.59
heavier
grams
than
per
lead?
cubic centimeter. It's used in pen
Dense.
tips and electrical contacts.
Dense.
All right, second question. What is the tallest mountain from base to summit, not just above sea level? Is it Mount Everest, K2, Mauna Kea, or Mount Kilimanjaro?
Oh, wait a minute. I picked. Pat, you go first.
C.
C was Mauna Kea. Okay, that's in Hawaii.
I picked Mount Kilimanjaro, but I bet it's K2.
K2 is the second tallest, Terry, and
Okay.
it is the most dangerous to climb. The first tallest, Allison already knew it. It was Mauna Kea because we take it from the ocean
You're
floor
right.
all the way to the top. I know, but
I've never even heard of
Allison
that.
got
So
which is it?
It's Mauna Kea.
But I
You're not even in the room.
I
Okay?
did too.
I know you did. All right, so
I didn't even answer.
what is the furthest man-made object from Earth? Is it the Hubble Space Telescope, James Webb Space Telescope, Voyager 1, or the International Space Station?
No.
Where Pat's
Voyager 1.
I'm getting test anxiety.
You're getting test anxiety?
I think it's probably B.
Actually,
Also with International Space Station.
it's Voyager 1. Pat got that again.
Oh, I'm
Missed her
so
some-
proud of you.
Yeah,
I'm a
it's-
space junkie.
How
you
far
are.
away is it right now, Pat?
You know what? It is right now is 17,500,000 miles away from Earth.
15 billion miles away.
You
it
rounded
was,
up.
It was launched in
down.
1977. All right, so this one, I think that Allison will get this one. What is considered the most complex known structure in the universe? Is it the Milky Way galaxy, the human brain, the Large Hadron Collider, which is over in Switzerland, or is it your DNA? The most complex known structure in the universe.
All right, that's easy. DNA.
I think it's human brain.
I was going
Allison?
to DNA.
Allison, you're letting me down here. Terry's right. It's the human brain.
I was going to say brain.
Here's the
But
tech-
isn't there DNA in the human brain?
Yeah, but
Well-
there's 86 billion neurons
Yeah.
and
Loophole.
trillions of connections. Loophole.
Well, I'm already
We're going to make either one of those
Okay.
answers correct.
We're going to do one more because we are up against it. There's really
Hippopotamus.
10 questions. Oh, yeah. Which animal has the strongest bite force of any living creature? Hippopotamus, great white shark, saltwater crocodile, grizzly bear.
Hippo.
I would say hippo.
I'm going to say the croc.
Pat is right. By
I
almost
thought it was
by almost
trick.
double.
I keep thinking these are trick questions.
No, but the hippopotamus was a good guess. It's number 2.
yeah.
Oh,
2000.
don't suck. You would never
No,
suck
he's
up to
right.
me. Well, Pat, that was kind of a good guess,
I think
but
he feels
no.
bad because he was laughing that I was wrong the first time.
Okay,
And he's making it up.
what's the least bite of all those 4? Which one has the least
The
bite?
least bite? I would think it would maybe be the grizzly bear. No, I've seen a grizzly bear tear up
I
stuff.
think hippos are just adorable, and I think that would be
I'm going to
hippo.
have to give
They'll
you one
kill you.
more. It is the grizzly bear that is
Is
the
it?
least. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. The largest living structure on Earth. This is a good one. The largest living structure on Earth. Is it the Amazon rainforest, the Great Barrier Reef out in Australia, giant sequoia tree, or the Siberian taiga?
I'm going to say the barrier reef.
That's what I was going to say.
I think it's the giant sequoia.
Terry, you really suck on some of these.
Sorry.
Yeah, Pat and Allison are correct.
Well,
it is the
thought
Great Barrier Reef.
You're right, but what about that giant sequoia? I love it so much.
That doesn't
giant
make-
sequoia,
that
doesn't
it's
make it the answer.
It's a large tree, but it's not a structure.
Got 1 out of 6 correct.
Oh, 1 out of 6.
I feel
Okay,
really good.
One
Okay,
more? You want to do one more?
Oh, is there another one?
Question number
Is there
10.
back? Oh, there's a
Oh,
back.
gosh.
There's a backside. We'll just do one more.
One
Okay.
more, Ken Jennings.
What
Let's go.
Sequoia's naturally occurring
What
place.
planet in our solar system has the most complex weather system? Neptune, Mars, Earth, or Jupiter?
Wait, mine says
Indiana.
North Pole.
No, 10.
Oh,
Number 10.
He skipped
number
to 10.
10.
What planet in our solar system has the most
Okay.
complex
It's
weather
definitely
system?
Earth
Earth, Mars, Neptune, Jupiter.
because of the man-made mess we have.
It's either Earth or it's
don't go.
Mars. Mars is maybe.
Nah, I'd say Earth.
It's probably Earth.
Yeah, you're all wrong. It is Jupiter.
Oh.
And here's the answer.
Hey,
Jupiter
Ken, check
has
that. I don't
complex
think that's right.
storms, jet streams, and the Great Red Spot. There you go.
Hey, we
the
got to
great
go.
red
yeah,
spot.
we
We got to
really
go.
do.
Hey,
Okay.
thank you. In the week.
Thank you, really good.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Smith.
Yay.
We are coming right back with your calls. All right.
No, actually, we have craft.
Craft Corner is
Oh.
coming up next, but after that, we'll be taking your calls at 317-972. Terry, are you not ready?
I'm ready.
Do you want to?
3001.
No, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. I don't want people to have to wait on the phone.
Let me just shout out to any new listeners. The show's normally better than this.
No,
So,
it's not.
Yes,
Yeah,
I would say at least by one
I'm
letter.
sorry. This is kind of
Give-
normal.
No, just hang with us and give us another chance next week, all right?
Okay, we'll do that.
We're coming right back, 93 WIBC. and gentlemen, boys and girls, the segment that you have so desperately waiting for. May I present to you Craft Corner with Terry Stacy and Allison Lemons.
Thank you, Pat. Glad to be here. Hi, Allison.
Hello. We are on Facebook Live right now if you want to watch us. If not, you can just listen.
We've got a really easy one for you today. I promise, really simple. And this is just making some really pretty, like maybe some centerpieces for your dining room tables or whatever you may have, or just around on your hutches.
Your hutches?
Don't get her started.
You know me and my hutches, Terry.
I know Allison has a hutch. I know Pat used to have a hutch.
I did.
And then he put a price tag on it and sold it in the store.
Yeah.
So what we're going to make is, these really are so simple. You're just going to need a basket or two if you'd like. Got these for $1.25 at the dollar store. Okay. And then you're going to need some clear of the plastic eggs. Okay, get the clear ones, and these are kind of pretty. Again, $1.25 at the dollar store. Got a couple of packages of those. This was $1 at the dollar store. This is kind of just a glass vase, small and squatty is what you're looking for if you're listening to us on the radio. Something that will fit in your Easter basket. Thank you, Denny Paul. Then you're going to need a closet light. Again, this comes in
those. I haven't seen one of those
really,
in forever.
yeah, these are really fun. These are inexpensive. I think this was $4.
Wait. It's really fun.
I think it's
closet
fun.
light.
I know, but look, when you go in the closet, boom.
Okay.
It's about
I love those.
The hit.
I want to party with you.
Too, don't you?
I do. I love
Allison loves it too. Super fun. And then you're going to just need some Easter grass. Okay? This is what you need. So what is that? How many items? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inexpensive. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your basket, right? And you're going to put the glass globe or the glass vase in the center.
Upside
down in the basket.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I forgot. Don't do that yet.
Uh-oh.
Put the light first. The light
that
goes in
makes sense.
the bottom of the basket.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Then you're going to put the glass globe on top of it to give it a little bit of height. Okay.
Okay.
Got it. Okay. Then you're going to put your grass, your Easter grass, around this. Allison, if you would, could you turn the lights off?
Oh, yeah.
Susan said this is the best part of her Saturday.
Is Craft Corner?
Is Craft Corner. So later I think I will see if I can work with Susan on some other things to do.
So you're going to put your grass in there, right? And again, this is going to be just kind of a little something you can sit on your hutch or whatever. Then you're going to put your clear eggs, plastic eggs, inside, all right? Inside of the basket on top of the grass.
Okay.
And again, you're just kind of making...
Why are we sitting in the dark?
Because it's lit at night.
Oh, because you're light. Okay.
Yeah, you're sitting down so you can't see it, but it's lit up.
It'll be lit up. And then you put a couple of these together, and they are really pretty sitting on a table or somewhere.
Oh, Dana loves this idea.
See, this is really simple and easy, and they light up, and they kind of glow through the light, the center of the light, that closet lamp light thing. And that's it. You can turn it on and off just by pressing it, as Denny
that's
did.
fun.
And that's all you do. And so you make a couple of these, and they really are kind of pretty sitting side by side. And that's that easy. It's that easy, guys. Uh-oh, wait.
Denny ruined it. He turned it off.
What happened?
Oh, great. Now it's falling apart.
Oh, boy.
Thank
Maybe you should get out your glue gun and glue them together.
No, everything was really fine when we were rehearsing.
This was excellent.
It is excellent.
Excellent.
It is excellent, and it really is kind of pretty, guys. I mean it.
I like it.
It doesn't look so beautiful as we're doing it now because in the light, it's really pretty.
I give that an A. I think that's a fun, be a fun thing. And
maybe just start moving it.
Yeah, stop moving it is what we should do. But yeah, there you go. This is it, guys. Takes just a couple minutes.
So what's the total cost?
Total cost is about $7. $6. Yeah,
how about
something real pretty. You'll fix it when you get it into your own home. You'll fix it up better and make it look prettier.
I think I would. I think what I would do is hang the stockings, light the fire, and just watch the eggs in the basket.
And maybe if you have cats or little ones, instead of using the Easter grass, you could use tissue paper.
Sure, you could
to make it a little.
You could use anything. Honestly, this is just to inspire you.
Or you could use
like
that.
Denny's giving us he's
and
turning
then just
us off.
tape the cat's legs together till Easter.
Are you gonna do that with your toddlers as well?
What is wrong with you?
Okay.
That's awful.
What?
I'm calling the police.
Okay, bye.
Thanks for joining us. Appreciate you watching.
Boy, that was a quick one, but it was a good one.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craft Corner.
Yay!
Thank you, Terry.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
I think we have time to talk to Steve.
Do it.
All right.
Do it.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Hey, Steve.
Hey, Pat, did I miss Denny's analysis of the stock market?
No, he. You know what? He's going to be talking about 401ks in the fourth hour.
That's exciting. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah.
Hey, my question is about windows. My daughter is looking at a new house, and they did the housing inspection, and they found some wood rot around the windows there. Is that something they can repair, or will she need to call George Faber to get new windows and have his crew come out there?
George
and
only
do that?
works on windows that they've installed, because I had somebody else with exactly the same problem on the drip lead.
So it just depends. I mean, if it's an isolated incident, you can actually get some hardening product that you would put in. You take out as much rot as you
out
can,
the punk wood, right.
and then you coat this product in, and that solidifies the soft wood that is there, and then you put an epoxy wood filler over the top, and paint it. And so they can be repaired, but you have to be the judge. Is this widespread all over, or is it just one window?
Right. And what we told the caller earlier, or the email writer earlier, is that this is really a good project for Michaelis, but they're so busy right now, you're just going to have to be patient because they're not going to be able to do it.
Okay. Well, that was going to be my next question, Denny. Well, thanks a lot. And Pat, I'm sorry that you got drug into that grammar controversy with the show that's on from 3 to 6 during the week. And why don't you have a new phone number, Pat?
Because Dion Livingston did not pay the phone bill. We had to go to a different phone provider.
It's not a big deal. The new phone number, new temporary phone number, and we got to go here, Steve, 317-972-FOOL.
3001.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Hey, see you, Steve. All right. Guess what? We just got 7 seconds. I really don't have anything to say, so I guess I'll just say hour number 4 is coming up right here on 93.
Well, some folks say that grown-up men are still just little boys, that really the only difference is the price of our toys. We go for macho symbols like guns and running shoes, pickup trucks, hunting ducks, and power tools, power tools.
Hey, good afternoon. Welcome. Hour number 4 of Saturday's Home and Garden program, brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water, storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it.
It's so sweet
God, that is
to watch the two of you do it
the
together.
Melodic. I mean,
feel
it's
like it's
like
gotten
having
better.
a tenor and a bass baritone guy.
Yeah. Sometimes Ethan is with me, and then sometimes I feel like he's
in left field.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I thought that time was good.
I understand it.
picking
Next week, you're
dandelions.
going to have to do it with a fork. So
Hey, the answer to the question, I've been
Good
getting
callback.
email
A what?
questions about the dandelions.
Forks.
Oh, boy.
If I would not treat all
Wait,
of the
hang on,
dandelions.
Denny. Wait, hang on.
Go ahead.
Restate that. Pat was talking.
Pat's always talking.
I know, but you were talking over him. So what are you doing right
I'm
now?
getting email questions about dandelions. Yes, you can
Okay.
treat them, but I would spot treat them. I would not do a blanket everything across your yard. Just get you out your trigger gun. Remember, that's the first food source for the bees.
Oh, thank you, Denny.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing up the bees.
Yeah,
You're
thanks,
right.
The
honey.
bees are getting active again.
You saw them. They're on my my daffodils.
Got him.
The fuzzy yellow ones, the bigger
Yeah,
ones.
daffodils, jonquils, even the crocuses have popped up now. It's
Look at his
Everything's in
jonkles.
bloom. You know what?
Jonkles.
Everything is in bloom, and it's so pretty.
It's pretty neat, Alice.
So, yes, so the spot treating is the way to go because it's way too early to put down. Matter of fact, I would never put down weed killer over 100% of my lawn, because even if I had 5% or 10% weed, why would you put so much weed killer down when you can just go out and spot treat?
Exactly.
And of course, the bees you have to worry about, but you also have to worry about bee obesity. So I want to keep that in
my
mind.
gosh, there is no such thing.
There's so much. If no one kills dandelions, there's too much food for the bees, and then
man.
they get fat. And then bee obesity is a real thing. If they can't fly, they can't pollinate. Thank you very much.
Do you all
For
remember
the
when I
cure.
showed you that picture last year of that beautiful hive that had been built
Yeah.
On a branch above the pool? So you couldn't really get to it. You know, I mean, it's still there, and it's taken a beating, still hanging on.
I can't believe it's still hanging
It
on.
is.
with
It's
this wind.
shrunk with everything that's happened. If we get that down, I'm aching to know what it looks like on the inside.
Are you talking about a paper?
They're gone, right? They were the hornets.
The hornets, yeah, they're
We
long
hope.
gone.
But go ahead, let us know.
They're gone.
Do you think that they're
November.
gone?
They're
How
gone
could
by
they
November.
survived? So I could take that down and we could cut it open and look at how beautiful it must look on the inside.
Just get a tree trimmer, reach up there, click.
I mean, we might find out there's a
somebody
raccoon in there, but, you know.
No, Pat. There's.
I want you to make a craft with it.
Yeah.
I could, but I got to get to it. It's in just an inconvenient spot. 'Cause
Well,
it's
you know what?
hanging on a bigger
We
tree,
can send
hanging down
somebody
over a
over.
swimming pool.
Danny?
Could somebody come?
Danny could fly the gyro, and he could reach down and just snap
It just
off.
takes a tree trimmer, just with a pole, and you just hook it over to one branch and click it.
Pretty good ways away.
Hey, Terry, you know what you should do? Call the tree trimmer right now. Like
this
Yeah,
summer.
but they don't have anything to
they don't
do.
have they don't have
Yeah.
anything going on.
Nothing's happened this week. Or
And then
anything.
when you get done with that, call Michaelis, because Michaelis isn't busy at all.
Yep. All right, so we have some questions that you want to get to,
Yes,
Allison?
yeah. So if you're unaware, we are streaming on YouTube now. We have joined the Cool Kids Club. So if you type in
everybody wave
WIBC on YouTube, you'll see us live.
You
and,
guys look
people,
great. I'm dark over here.
I know our camera situations aren't the greatest, but we're working on it. I
think you look just tan.
Yeah, little
Looks like
tanner
you've
than
had
usual.
a good tan.
Looks high blood pressure.
Actually,
maybe.
we're not
that might be
working
true.
on it.
But you can also talk to each other in the chat, and a couple people had some questions for you guys. So
Okay,
I want to make
great.
sure we don't ignore them either. So Steve says he has trouble every year with fungus in his yard. When and how often do I need to tread for it? Any other suggestions?
The number one thing is to get it down before you see the fungus. So if you've had fungus in the past, we normally would recommend mid-May. But if it would start to get warm and have a lot of moisture, then I would go ahead and treat
By
it
May,
now.
it's almost, if you've got fungus
With the
among
amount
us,
of-
you want to go at least by May.
The amount of rain that we've gotten already, I would probably, if I've had it, remember, a fungicide is a protectant. So it's not an eradicator. So you put it on now, and then I would put it on again in late May.
Okay.
And remember, Pat's the retailer. He knows what works because he's always told what doesn't work.
Matt asks, will heirloom... Oh, no. I don't know this word.
Barack Obama.
Very close. Will heirloom Barack Obama's roses grow in Indiana?
It's like
Baraka.
Baraka?
Yeah, Baraka.
I don't know.
So what if I just...
Oh, no. They're called Bacara.
Bacara.
That's
Yes.
it. Okay.
I don't know.
So will those
we just got
grow
to figure
in
out what the
Indiana?
zone
It's
is.
just it's an heirloom.
So is that a yes or no?
I would say yes but I would.
If it's zone 5, yeah.
I would just look up to make sure. It's,
What is that? Is it just a type of rose?
I don't know. Is it? Did it say it's a hybrid tea?
Let
It
me
says
look it up.
heirloom.
An heirloom
I think it's a hybrid
rose.
tea.
They're out of Canada. That's where they use.
Well, you can't get them now.
Canada,
You're
it's
gonna-
over. Nope.
The
Mess
tariff.
that up.
Well, while Denny's looking that up, I'll get the last question in. Jeff asks, is it too early to start planting my perennials like the cone flowers and daylilies, or should we wait till Mother's Day?
No, it is fine to plant them as long as they were purchased, or as long as they came from the Midwest. In other words, if like we get perennials from Ohio and Indiana, and so they're just breaking dormancy. So that's fine because they are in this climate. But if you bring coneflowers in from Tennessee or somewhere south, and they're fully leafed out, then that is a problem. It's
Good
not, and
tip.
it won't kill them. It's just that you're going to lose the foliage, and they would have to put out more foliage. So as long as the plants, and you can tell because if the plants in the garden center look like the plants in our landscape, safe to plant. Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Good to hear.
I
that
can't
plant is still alive that we got last year from the Hoosier Boy on Mother's Day.
Oh,
it's
nice.
still doing well. Remember in the house how I've cared and loved it to death, except most of it is dead.
Well, who doesn't love a Hoosier Boy?
But the middle part is still just fine and
black
beautiful.
Bacara roses, they're different varieties, but the black Bacaras can be good in zone 5A and 9B. So that's Indianapolis and down, so they should be okay.
Wow, you learned something new.
The Bacara. It's a
Bacara.
beautiful name. I always love how they name things.
Yeah, you know what? A lot of that stuff, the roses especially, it's in the name. It's like a bottle of wine. You got to get the name
beautiful.
right.
That's beautiful. It's a beautiful rose.
It's
it
a
really
really
is such
deep
a dark,
red and
deep
almost
red.
maroon.
Yeah, almost maroon.
Yeah.
Really, really pretty. They say the American rose, at least this is what I learned at the the garden. What was it called?
Flower patio. There we go.
The American red rose is kind of going by the wayside. That American red color. because everybody wants
I'm not good at
the
roses.
different colors
Knockout
now.
roses changed everything
Yeah,
for
it
us.
did. That's
but-
what I was going to say. All the hybrid teas, Allisonville still sells a fair amount, but it's like people just don't want, one, they like the color from start to finish. And so once a knockout rose starts, like a shrub rose starts to bloom, it blooms all the way through frost. The hybrid teas, as you know, roses, they're beautiful roses, and they kind of come and go, and then you won't have color, then you'll get color back. And then there's also disease, insects, and they're just, it's kind of sad because people just don't want to care for stuff.
Now the rose
They want
lady,
And that
the
takes a lot of
easier,
care
Yeah.
for
But
to grow
I
a
think more
rose.
than anything, I don't think it's that much. I think more than anything, it's just that the other ones give so much more color. Yes, the blooms aren't nearly as spectacular, but it's a lot of color.
the rose ladies at the Hamilton County Master Gardener, they take care there around the Hamilton County 4-H areas. They're beautiful, but they take a lot of care. And these ladies just, they pamper them. But for the rest of us, we don't have that much. If we were in Florida, we could probably get away with it.
Maybe, but I think for a lot of us too here, I bet you a lot of our grandmas grew roses.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
they were that seemed like a simple thing, They'd go out, they were beautiful roses that you could obviously use for.
And it's not, sometimes it seems like it's not that big. You cut them back in mid-March or right now, cut it back to new wood. You fertilize it every month through August, and then at some point you want to put on a fungicide and an insecticide, especially when it gets warm and wet. And that's kind of it.
And that's kind of
It's bred into them. But the other ones are a little bit more temperamental. Hey, can we take Pete? He's the one that sent us this picture of the hydrangea.
Sure.
With the knuckle on it.
Hi, Pete.
How are you guys today?
Well, we're okay.
I got to work with Pat. What do you think?
So what is drilling the little holes in my hydrangeas?
We got that, and I'm looking at that, and I don't have an answer. Pat is so good at this stuff because people come in and ask him all the time. Allison and Terry, this is what he sees. See those little black slits in there?
What is it? Is it from a woodpecker?
No. That's what he's asking. I don't know. Hydrangeas don't put out too much sweet stuff, so I would have said ants first, but I don't know.
Pete, have you seen a decline in the plant itself?
No.
All right, so it's really not really bothering the health at this point.
I'm going to guess it's a bird is what I'm guessing.
Right. So, yeah, I think what I would do just as a preventative measure, when everything leaves out, I might spray it with a like neem oil or an organic insecticide, fungicide.
All right.
But as long as if it's not showing any signs of anything, I don't think I'd be too concerned.
I would put in a latex wood filler in a couple of the holes and just see what happens if whatever's making them comes back in. But put a little wood, and I'm not joking here, some putty or something in there, and see if they move it out, because I don't think insects could do that, but I think a bird could.
Okay.
It's really weird.
Yeah,
holes.
We bought this house 4 years ago, and this spring when my wife was trimming them back, she saw this, and it's the first time we've seen it. So,
well, maybe you weren't looking before.
That could be too.
Yep. Sometimes we notice
weird,
stuff
though.
and we get worried about it.
It does look like a bird's been beaten on it.
I'm going to send it to Allison so she can post it. Maybe one of the listeners could see.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
Yeah, they are.
Yep. Well, I'm glad it's healthy.
All right. Thank you.
Thanks for being patient, Pete. Thank you.
The Home and Garden Program is brought to you in part by the Michaelis Corporation. Water storms, fire, and wet basements. Life happens. Michaelis happens to help you through it. We're going to come right back with...
this is like a semester project.
More of your calls. Wait a minute. We have a new special number, and it is 317-972-3001. I'm not sure what happened. What happened to our other number?
Well, we're just going through a transition.
And
that's all we need to know.
Wait a minute.
We have a new number
You're
right
telling
now.
our phone system is going through.
What else do you need to know? It's not working at the moment, and we've got a new number temporary.
Okay.
It's temporary.
That's what I was told.
317-972
Don't fight it.
Fool. That's 3001. And it spells fool if you use the zeros as O's and the L
Sully, just
Well, I'm glad you're not making it complicated.
So don't be a fool. Be cool and give us a call.
That's right.
Wow, there's our jingle guy.
Boom.
That wasn't as
That's
good as I thought,
AI.
That's
so.
good. We're coming right back. 93 WIBC. Dear Neighbor with Terry Stacy.
Here we
Ethan will
go.
now turn her mic on.
Yeah.
Dear neighbor,
Hi.
I'm writing to politely inquire about the recent, in quotes, lawn gnome uprising
Oh, no.
occurring in your front yard. While I appreciate the artistic expression, the nightly gnomathon dance parties are disrupting my attempts to catch up on my Murder, She Wrote reruns.
Wow.
Perhaps a quieter form of gnome entertainment could be arranged. These are talking gnomes.
Oh.
That come out, apparently, at night they become more active.
Oh.
Dear neighbor, we know what you're doing. If you wish to mooch off of our Wi-Fi, please do so in a respectful manner and hide your X-rated movie collection.
Oh, my gosh.
I.e., Mr. Big and his hot chicks, and everything with Amy Reed. Sincerely, the families whose Wi-Fi you're jacking. You are jacking.
Wow. How would you answer that?
This is some...
Dear neighbor, just a reminder that you should turn off your lights and close your blinds because we can see your sexy times from the street.
Did you really get these, Terry Lynn?
Yeah, well, yes, I didn't just make them up.
Wow.
Dear neighbor, the rooster is a serious problem.
Yes, I bet.
He's going to get hunted if somebody doesn't get rid of him. Pre-warning.
Oh, that was kind of
Wow.
scary.
Dear neighbor. Dear new neighbor.
Dear new neighbor.
We can't help but notice that you're a fan of marijuana. We don't mind this hobby of yours, but it does cause a horrible odor in our tiny kitchen. If you could be so kind as to crack a window or move closer to the outside walls of your apartment, we would gratefully appreciate it.
Oh, that's a nice way to say that.
I think so.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead, just move it.
Yeah.
And then finally, dear neighbor, since you allow your 10-year-old to drive a golf cart through the neighborhood, at least teach him to stop at the stop signs. And PSS, most adults don't stop either, so never mind.
Wow.
Dear neighbor.
That concludes this edition of Dear Neighbor.
Oh, man. Cat-like reflexes.
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
Okay, to be fair, no one warned me about that one.
No.
I'm new. Is this it? Is this what
Just
we want?
like you. Neighborhood with you.
I'm glad you didn't do Barney.
Most of this beautiful day.
Might as well stay. Would you be mine? Could you be mine? Won't you be my neighbor?
Yay!
You can send your Dear Neighbor requests or to Terry Stacy, and that's at Terry
With an I.
at WIBC.com.
And she will read your anonymous complaint of your neighbor to the audience to get it off your
It's
chest.
just a way.
A little nice nudge.
There's no names involved. We just throw it out there, and then it'll make you feel better. And just maybe, your neighbor will hear it.
I bet
you, Terry.
my neighbor that I thought was doing something really wrong sends me a note to myself and says something about mind your own business.
MYOB.
Was that
Love your
because
neighbor.
You
Well,
assumed
and
they were making
I assumed
meth
there was
in
some
their-
sort of drug making
Yes,
going on, but
that's
it was
right.
actually they had tapped trees.
They were actually making
syrup.
maple syrup.
Yeah.
I think it'd be even funnier if they like brought you over pancakes or something with the syrup on it. It says like a message like
Hey,
we heard you.
Here's some of
Dear
our
Gladys.
homemade maple syrup.
Do you know what? As I was looking up after I figured it out, because I was so curious as to why this was ever boiling on a grill
For
outside.
days.
And I thought it was drugs. It wasn't. It ended up being that they were tapping the maple trees. But I was reading how much maple it takes.
Oh, my gosh.
Or sap.
It's like 10
make
to 1 or
syrup.
12 to 1. It's
I mean,
incredible
like,
how
right.
much.
I mean, it's just unreal how long it would actually take you to make maple syrup.
We have a listener
to
that
get
enough,
like a,
to get
yeah,
enough
to get a
to-
we have a
quarter.
listener
put
from
it-
up in the Muncie area. He came to see us when we were at the Anderson Motor Speedway or the Anderson Speedway, And he was telling us, that Sugar Shack goes through a lot of liquid to get 1 gallon of syrup.
Unbelievable. I thought we'd talk to Ann. Hi, Ann. Good afternoon.
Oh, is it Aaron? I'm Aaron.
Yeah, it's Aaron. Can you, hey, Aaron,
hold on one
can you
second.
hang on a second?
Yes.
Hey, Ethan.
Ethan, what's the matter with
Her
you?
name is Aaron.
Yeah. Hey,
Did she
Aaron.
lie to you?
Yeah. How do you spell your name, Aaron?
ERIN.
You almost got away with that, Ethan. Ethan, how do you spell
God, I was
Ethan?
so close. That was gonna feel so good.
Yeah. Ron.
I swear she spelled it out for me, and she said A.
Say we just go with Ron.
Oh, Aaron, thanks for your patience.
Even so,
Aaron,
that's
how can
still
we
just
help
one
you?
letter.
Yes. I would love Denny's plumbing advice. We have a laundry room that continues to smell like sulfur, and we brought a plumber out about a little over a month ago, and he recommended perhaps it was coming from our utility sink, just to kind of continuing to run clear water through that daily. But I feel the source might be the
water
heater.
Yeah,
and the water heater's in a separate room on a different part of the house.
Sulfur oxide or sulfur di-SO2, that can only come from a heated metal source. So it's a water quality, and I think it is probably the water heater. Pat, every once in a while, will remind me that, Pat really is quite a plumber. My dad
Ron,
had him as an apprentice, and he was pretty good.
Ron, you can also, Denny, when he gets done talking about your water heater, we'll go through your 401k with you.
No.
Okay, no problem.
Aaron, it's probably the dip tube, and there's a galvanic scale of different metals. And there is a magnesium rod, there's an aluminum rod, and you need to replace the magnesium rod in your water heater, and it'll probably go away. Are you on a well by chance?
No, the house is only almost 3 years old, and we're not on a well.
Well, that's really, really rare. I would guess that it's the anode rod in the water heater. The anode rod is on the hot side of the heater, and you have to shut the water heater down. Is it electric or gas?
Oh, gas.
Gas. Interesting. I would call a plumber and say, I need a new anode rod. If they try to sell you a new water heater, you're not buying. Just say, how much for a new anode rod?
Oh, interesting. Okay, excellent. I appreciate it.
You betcha.
So, Den, is it, instead of going out and buying a new rod, could she just take that out and cut it off?
Yeah, you can, but it compromises the integrity of the steel. Because
But what are you going to save? A couple of years?
Yeah. Aaron, if you're still listening.
Ron.
Yeah. Are you mechanical at all, or do you have somebody in the family who's mechanical?
Absolutely not. We don't. I'd have to call it.
Oh, all right. Never mind.
So
Call
tell him
plumber.
to just remove. That's a real simple fix. You're just paying labor. He has to shut off the water heater to pressure. He backs it out, cuts it off with a hacksaw, and puts it right back in. And that you'll still get a little residual smell for a week or two, but after that, it's gone.
Interesting. Okay, I will. Maybe I'll let you know what happens.
Okay, let's talk about your 401k now.
No,
never mind.
Aaron, here's my cell phone number, 317-690-7767. And call me. If the plumber's there, I'd be glad to talk to the plumber while he's in the house, too. 317-690-7767.
And you know what? The best time to catch him, what I do, about 3:30 a.m. That's just when he's getting up.
I'm writing it down.
That's when he's sharp. That's when he's sharp. All right, we're going to take a short break. Wait a minute, I got to get the temporary number out. Our number.
Why don't you leave that taped up to your monitor like Allison had put it up there?
Why are you always on me, Dad?
Because you're a knucklehead.
Leave me alone.
You have to dig it out of your wallet every time you want to look at it.
Oh, my gosh, just read the number.
Leave me alone.
Okay.
317-972-3001. That's 317-972-3001. Did I say that?
You did it right.
I think I
Terry,
changed it the second time.
Were you an older sister? Were you the oldest sister?
I am.
Yeah, that's a mother in training. Listen to your mother. She's
Just read the number.
We're coming right back with more 93 WIBC.
We're in the home stretch.
Oh, let it just play.
The speed round will be coming up here in just a second. Pat Sullivan, Allison Lemons, the lovely, vivacious Terry Lynn Stacy.
I have a concern.
And our concerned
I have a
knucklehead,
warning.
Ethan Patterson.
I have
over
a
on the board.
warning for this is like a Consumer Product Safety Commission.
All right.
Yeah.
Warning.
You get a paper cut?
And I did not know this, but there is an expiration date on zip ties.
on zip ties.
Say what?
There is an
They don't last
expiration
forever?
date. No. So at some point,
the plastic
the
breaks
world
down?
is going to fall apart.
Well,
Because
I
I'm
didn't know it.
convinced that
Where did you see this?
Are
Did you
the
see a
one setting
package
these
with an expiration
expirations?
date?
Okay.
Oh man, come on.
Yep.
You can't do that. You can't just say I'm going to set an expiration date on zip ties.
I think we need to kind of go back and kind of see when the country will
Is there
start
an
coming
expiration
apart.
date on nails, other fasteners, nails?
And if I
screws?
was a criminal and got arrested and had temporary cuffs on, I would hope they were using old ones. Bust out of there. The other thing I saw before we get to our callers at the Pacer game last night, and there must have been, it wasn't full, but it was certainly. How much did that hold? 17,000, something like
About.
that. So maybe 13, 14,000 people. They do a 50-50.
Oh yeah.
It was $2,400.
Oh.
And I'm thinking, you guys need to get a nun. You need to get
Absolutely.
a Little Sisters of the Poor out there.
Put a money belt on her, and I'm
get
telling
out
you,
there
drape
and
those
sell-
those tickets around their necks.
Exactly.
Or whatever. And I mean, they
You
can
get a
sell.
length, you get a length's worth, an arm's
Yeah.
length. It's
Yeah.
like, that's embarrassing to have
Didn't
that
even
many
take many
people.
of them.
$2,000?
Surprises me.
Get yourself a Catholic nun.
It's probably because they just spent $150 on 4 hot dogs and a drink.
No, I'm telling you, just, you know what? You settle up with sister, however you want to do it, but I'm just telling you, if you want to make that 50-50,
Get a
I
nun.
mean, who's running that?
You heard it from a Catholic. He knows what he's
Doing
talking
it.
about.
All right, you guys ready?
I'm ready.
Let's see, who do we want?
We got Eddie, who wants to grow some grass.
Oh, boy.
You know what?
Hey, Eddie,
You settle up
gotta turn
with
your radio
sister,
down.
However you want to do it, but I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Make that 50-50.
There we
There
go.
we go. Hey, Eddie.
Hi.
Hi.
Yeah. My problem is I have some big maple trees. One's on the west side, and two on the west side and one on the south side of my house. And it's very difficult for me to get grass growing underneath them. There's a lot of just dirt, and I try every year throwing seed out there, and I don't know if I'm throwing the wrong kind, but
No, you. It'll grow and it'll sprout, but then the shade. Pat always loves you because he's a retailer. But the fact of the matter, it's because you're not going to
Yeah,
church.
Eddie, the problem is that you've been duped a little bit by the people that, the manufacturers, by the names of grass seed. Like, you probably get a grass seed that says dense shade. So in your mind, you think, well, that's what I have because it's underneath a tree and it's dense shade. But that's not what they consider dense shade. They consider dense shade to get 3 to 4 hours of sunlight a day. Well, that's not what most of us think of as dense shade. So what happens to most people is they plant the grass, it comes up, and then it slowly dies out. And they blame themselves. They say, oh, I went to the lake, I forgot to water. And really what happened was the canopy of the tree fully leafed out and reduced the amount of sunlight, and then it just died. So really, I think the best thing for you to do would be to take those areas and then create something else, because you're never going to have success with grass there unless you really thin out the tree.
Maybe put some beautiful hostas.
Exactly. So,
or ivy. We have a lot of ivy that grows underneath all of our shade.
I would think the only thing I would disagree with, Terry, is the ground covers to me create too much maintenance, because weeds and stuff grow up through the ivy or through the myrtle, or So what I would say, I like your first idea.
yeah, I'm kind of a lazy old man.
Okay, lazy old man would be. Here's what a lazy old man would do. You establish a bed around there. Just take a shovel and make a little edge, and then put mulch down. That's it.
That's it. No maintenance. Just get it down.
In his mind, he's saying, "What type of shovel? I'm not interested."
Yeah, each year, instead of buying grass seed, you're just buying a few bags of mulch and freshen it up each year, and then you're done. If you wanted to, then you could do what Terry said and put some specimen perennials in there, like hostas,
They're so
or
hardy and they grow
Spilby,
big.
and
They
they're
grow
so
big.
easy.
Yeah, easy. You don't do anything to them.
Helleborus is the first blooming perennial. It's a semi-evergreen. Those are beautiful as well. So there's a lot of things. But again, lazy old man, just put mulch down. Don't bother with any perennials. Okay. Eddie, thanks for the call. We appreciate it. Should we take another here, or do we need to break? Take another?
We can pick that one
You know
up
what?
in the speed round. We need a
I'm
prime.
looking at Ethan.
It's
He's
like
kind of letting you decide.
No,
what do you want to do?
no,
He looks glazed over.
He's throwing attitude at me.
He does have
Okay.
his hands on his hips.
he's had 5 kids.
Young
you
man.
can't- Yeah.
This is, and you wonder why you're going to find yourself at the Bob and Tom show because of this. And Tom, I'm telling you, Tom Griswold's not going to put up with this. We traded you over there for 800 plastic forks. All right. We'll be over here enjoying the forks, and you're going to be over there learning a little bit about radio from a legend. All right.
You know what? Good luck to those forks.
Our speed
tell
round's
me.
coming up.
All
The
right.
speed round number is different now. It's 317-972-3001.
That's right.
972-3001.
Or just dial 317-SPEED.
No.
It'd be funny to see who they got.
Yeah.
And then let us know who answered the phone. 317-972-3001. The speed round's coming up next, 93 WIBC. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the final segment.
Thank goodness.
The speed round, where we take your calls lickety-split at 972-3001. That's 972-3001. We'll get to your call right away. The speed round is brought to you by
Thompson Furniture and Mattress in Columbus. Great pricing on Lazy Boy. Indiana-made Smith Brothers furniture. Those are my cousins. Mattresses made in Indiana and maintenance-free outdoor furniture. Free delivery up to 75 miles, Pat. It's thompsonfurniture.net.
Who's ready for the speed
We're
round?
ready.
Who?
Let's go.
You can't handle the speed round.
Let's try.
You know, Freddie said, Denny, you're awfully brave giving out your cell number to all those people who are listening.
That's okay. If I don't know the number, I don't answer it, and then I'll call them back. So if you're a jerk, I'm not going to call you back.
Wow.
So you do the same thing.
I do. You know, now that we'll be leaving the MS building
Oh, you
in
mean for
just
real?
a few short months,
Yes.
I've always wondered in the parking garage, right where we go out, why no one has stolen
Oh,
the
my goodness.
007 parking sign.
Is that
It's
Jeff?
not 7. No, it's
His
down.
is
It's
no.
down
Yeah.
from Jeff's.
His was 12.
There's a reserved
who that
parking
is.
spot, and it's 007.
It's 007, and it's not like just 07. It's not 7. It's 007.
You know, I think you're contributing to the delinquency.
Well,
To
we're
even
leaving now. I
suggest
don't
it like,
care
oh, you
anymore.
don't care.
Well,
I'm
why don't you just take it with you?
surprise
bet
those
that's
yahoos
corporate.
over at Star Bank. No, I'm kidding. No, we're gonna have a.
Oh.
We're gonna have a mixer with them.
Before we
Remember?
go,
Before we leave.
Before we leave, we're gonna get to know our neighbors, at Star Bank.
I hope we get to have a garage sale on the circle. I really hope that we can do that on a Saturday before we go to have a going away
Hey,
yard
Pat, it's
sale.
the speed round.
Yeah.
We need to
Terry's
take
office
calls.
alone would make a lot of money.
Tons.
Yeah. Oh, you know, this is totally random, but we should see if Jersey Johnny's in one of the team photos from the
we
90s
should.
or early
He's
2000s.
You're right.
And grab one for his wife.
Yeah, we should.
Jeff joins us on the program. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, sorry. I had another comment before you cut me off about the Lubrac thing.
Oh,
I
I'm
wasn't
sorry.
picking up for you.
The Lubrac.
Whatever.
Don't start that
Hey,
again.
I love the number. You know, I love the show, and I promote, man. I've told 30, 40 people that listen now religiously, and they're addicted to the show over the years. So they're listening to me right now. And I will say that the numbers thing, the number game, I understand you guys are having phone problems, right? But you
Yes.
guys never cease to amaze me. Every week, it's always something you remind me of something in the past. You remember Seinfeld, the episode where Kramer had a new telephone number and that he was a movie phone guy?
Yeah.
That's what it's reminding me of today. Why don't you just tell me what movie you want to see? Look.
That
You
was a
guys
great
never
episode.
cease to amaze me. Keep doing what you're doing. See you. Have a good week.
Thank you, Jeff.
He's great. Thank you, Jeff.
Our number 317-972-3001. That's 317-972-FOOL.
It's not.
Well, I mean, it is if you use the zeros as O's, the O's as zeros, and...
Hey, Sully.
Yeah.
Do you know you've gone 4 hours without talking about Sullivan Hardware? What's going on over there?
Well, Denny.
Because I'm bringing a business associate over there for lunch this week. Yeah.
Oh,
it's a nice place
try
to
the
have
veal.
lunch. Try the veal.
No, it's really, you know what? I'm very proud of our restaurants.
You should be, because
the
they're
food is
so
very
good.
They're so good you might be losing money.
And it's kind of the business has been good. I mean, you know, it's hard to make money obviously in the restaurant business, but anytime, and very rare, very, very rare, where people will, you know, be disappointed in the food or something like that. And I was just looking at them, it's like, you're the one that chose a hardware store to eat at. So, right? I mean, it's like...
Is somebody going to yell at you this week? Is it very
win-win.
rare or is it rarely? What do we have any English majors that can
Anyways,
correct? Yeah,
it
anyway.
I don't know if we
You know
want to
where,
encourage English majors to
Have you guys,
correct us at
have
this
you guys
point.
eaten at Oakley's out at 86 and Ditch?
Not for a
86 and ditch,
long
no.
time. Not for a long time.
It is so. It was. We were going in. Beth and I went to Curlis Jewelers.
Oh, I love them. That's everything I wear is Curlis.
It's Curlis. Yeah, yeah. They remade Beth's wedding ring.
Oh,
Did
how
a
neat.
tremendous
Good
job.
family. Really good family.
But Oakley's was right next to it, and man, is it so good, so good.
What did you have? What
Well,
was so good?
First
Something
of
delicious?
all, as a little starter, whoever the chef is, his name maybe is Oakley. I
Chef
don't
Oakley.
know, but he beat Bobby Flay in. You ever watch Beat Bobby
Yeah.
Flay?
Oh, yeah.
So
And
he
he
beat
did?
him with a shrimp. Corn dog. So it'd be a shrimp dog, shrimp corn dog.
A shrimp corn dog.
So-
is that on the menu?
Yeah, it's like a little starter, small plate, $3.
Man, I bet that's good.
But the soup is unbelievable.
Love soup.
What kind of soup?
Well, I got the butternut squash
Oh, I love.
maple.
Ooh.
That's like a dessert.
It's really good. Really good. And I think that's a regular on there. And then they really, if you're out that way.
They've been around a long while.
Have
and
they?
I
just
feel like
getting
they
out there.
have. And I
Well, I
feel
wanted
like
to-
they've been there for a while.
I wanted to make
Maybe?
sure they were going to make it before I tried them.
Did you see
Sounds
where
good.
from the Cunningham group that Chef Colin and sous chef Joni? I can't remember.
Joni Michaels.
No, I was going to say
Joni,
I've lost it. She's going to kill me. But anyway, they won the World Food
They
Championship.
sure did.
Did they really?
50 grand.
Wow.
It's pretty cool.
Joni Maines. Sorry,
such a-
M-A-N-E-S.
You know, if
Maines.
you've grown up here, I don't know how much time we have, probably getting close, but if you've grown up here, you have
Take your
seen
time.
this amazing explosion of diversity and different culture when it comes to food here in our city. I mean, you can have just about anything now. I mean, it really is that 38th and Lafayette Road corridor over there is all really international, different foods from different parts of the world, and we really have had such a great, and we also have these great chefs.
Yeah.
Chef Rachel,
You know,
right
these
there at
amazing
Sullivan.
chefs.
She's got that Hispanic background. The Mexican flavors.
Yeah.
I mean, she was classically trained.
I think you guys
And
have
it's
some of the best
great to have
breakfast.
that
Truly,
type of
brunch.
thanks.
That breakfast sandwich that you, I mean, just so good. Best.
You know, of all our little 71st and Keystone, I've been there my whole life. There right now is 5 restaurants. We have Sully's in our place.
Yeah.
We have
75th and Keystone. 71st
have
and
the-
Keystone.
the
I'm trying
Rook,
to think.
which is kind of a bar and bar food. But then
We have
there's
the
a
sushi place just north of that.
oh, that would be number 6.
Oh.
And then next to it, what's that one? Is it Peruvian food or something?
Oh,
That thing has caught on.
that's where.
Never had Peruvian food.
Oh, it's really
That's
good.
where the.
What
the,
would that mean? Peruvian.
Chinese food
What do you
comes
have?
from.
Is it? But is it like? What would that be like? I mean, is it
I
spicy?
don't know.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
I think
like
it's Honduran is what it is.
potatoes,
What Honduran? Maybe it's
think
Honduran.
it
But
is
I'm
Honduran.
telling you, when I go, all of a sudden now, before I'm like, oh, these poor people. No one's in that restaurant, and that thing is buzzing now.
Are you
Just
talking about
word
the
of
one
mouth.
that took over the Chinese restaurant?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Peters.
Oh no, that's the Mexican restaurant.
Yeah, which one are you talking about?
The one next to the Rook.
Oh, on the other side.
Yeah, and then there's KSR, Keystone Sports Review.
Oh, they came up from
They
down
came
about
up 56
or
from the
something,
old
yeah.
Lum store, and they're doing. It looks great in there. Their pizza is unbelievable. So
Got lots of good choices for sure.
there you go. All right, well, that's all I have. And
Where are we next week?
still have a minute
Are we in
left.
studio
We're
again?
in studio.
Studio.
When are we going? Hey, we need to check. We should be out in May
Pretty
out at
soon.
one of our stores.
We'll be
I would
in,
say.
and then also the
Decorator Show Home.
Yes,
is coming up.
Oh,
April
that's
26th.
right.
We'll be out there.
The Indie Show Home.
Man, we got to get some nice weather.
We will. We're just getting this out of the way.
We'll get it all at once.
There you
Pat.
go.
That's
But
what
sometimes I remember a friend from Connecticut that has a store out in Connecticut last year. They had it was unbelievable, 18 straight weekends that had some rain in it.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it was awful.
That's a business killer.
Yeah. So,
We're
well,
just
that's
getting
all.
it out early.
Is that it?
That's
Is that
all I
what you got?
have.
All right, Sullivan.
Well, we started gloomy, and we only rose to more gloom. So,
Yep.
happy Saturday, everybody.
Happy Saturday.
Hey, listen. Also, bring your pansies in when it gets down to 25.
It's going to get cold this week.
Yes, it won't kill the pansies, but it will burn the bloom. Abdul's coming up next. 93 WIBC.